there. Okay. Saturday morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Excuse me. All right. So, for some weird reason, two of these lives got created. I don't know why. One with the Naruto. Okay, so this is one we went with. Okay, very interesting. Could have sworn I changed that. Okay, well, we can delete this one then, since we won't be going live here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Like I said, for some reason, two of these were created. I have no idea why. Let's delete that one. Okay, and I'd like to change the thumbnail. I really would. We got John the Maven in the chat. We got Karibo in the chat. What's good, y'all? Chakra is a lot of things. Stamina is one of those things. Mirai is definitely cooking Sakamoto days with her moveset. Yawns, morning abstracting chat. What's good, Valkyria? How you doing, love? Let me see if I can. How do I change thumbnails? How do I change thumbnails? Come on. Should be in here. Edit title and description. Is it not title and description? Edit. If it's not title and description, then I don't know where I would be changing my thumbnail. It's okay. I'll just do it after stream. No big deal. No big problem. We're not going to let it stop us. So, tell me how you beautiful people are doing this Saturday morning. We got Rev. Oh my gosh, we got Rev in the chat. Yo, Rev. Where have you been, bro? Rev, where you been, Brody? I thought you got kidnapped. I thought you got taken. Then I thought you got taken too. Where you been at, homie? For all you new chatters in here, Rev is one of the OG goats. Rev been going for a good minute. I don't know where my boy went. But it is nice to have him back. It's very funny. I've been telling people to go find Rev, go look for him, go bring him home. So that's what's up. We also got Illusion in the chat. We got Tomfoolery. What's good? We got Shinigami, of course. He's going to be drawing. All right. Hold up. All right. What was I going to start with? That just threw me off because I wasn't expecting to see Rev today. What was I going to start with? Damn. Right, last stream. Let's address last stream. So, Sage's video, right? Like I was saying before, if you are under the impression that people did not have chakra up to a certain point, up to a certain moment, he did good. He did really good. If that's the assumption you're coming under already, right? But if you know better, respectfully, if you know better, then the video was a miss. I can appreciate the level of work he put into it. You can tell that he did a lot of digging. He did a lot of research. He did his best to form his arguments as coherent and cohesive as possible. But some things, you can't get around some things. Just can't get around. Well, no, you can't get around everything, right? So I want to give it from my perspective, I'd give that maybe like a 7 to 6, a 6 to 7 out of 10. I feel like addressing the chakra circulatory system, I really do not think that was done at the highest level he could have did it. Even his quote unquote stale manning of it wasn't anything more than the base level assertion of the claim. You need the chakra network to work. Therefore, Genjutsu can't work if you don't have it. He didn't go any deeper than that. And now I'm even sure, because I've watched it twice now. And even going back and listening to the video, not as a streamer, because mind you guys, when I'm streaming, you guys get my raw, visceral reaction to things, right? And sometimes you guys being here will get me hyped because I'm like, yo, he can't be saying that. He can't be saying this. That's crazy. And so sometimes I don't want to say like I have to be over performative, but you're getting my raw reaction as if we were all watching this together. If I could stop and pause it and, hey, Kai, you heard him say that? Valkyria, you heard him say that? Like, that's how it would be literally if I was watching it with you guys live. So that's the reaction I give. Craziness. But when I went back and watched it 2 more times, I was able to, watch it as, like I said, just as a fan, not even a fan per se, just as a spectator or viewer. And within looking at it in that sense, I was like, okay, cool. We don't have to stop, pause every moment. Let's hear the entire thing and see where he has ground, All that to say, it didn't get any better when I watched it like that. In fact, I got even more sharper because I didn't have to be performative, right? So there was a couple times, and I said this during the last stream too, a lot of what he was saying was red herring in my opinion. I felt like he was just bringing up a lot of things to distract us and to detract and take away from other things he wouldn't address. A good example of that is the whole life force versus chakra thing. The whole life force versus chakra thing, if you go back in the video and watch him bring that up, he brings it up, but it is literally to no means. There is no means to an end of him bringing it up. And I was like, that was strange. Because I listened to the claim, heard the premise. Okay, cool. What's the conclusion for this? We never get one. And again, as far as the chakra circulatory system, didn't mention Rock Lee. Very strange. Didn't mention Sakan and Nukan. Very strange. Didn't mention Tsunade. Wild. So I thought he could have improved on those fronts, and I'm even more certain now thinking that he didn't watch my video at all. I can comfortably say that. He might have been shown some clips maybe, but he didn't watch my video at all. If he watched my video, things in his video would have directly addressed, without addressing my video, but like addressed the points that I made in my video. So I'm more than certain he hasn't watched my video at all. If he did, he would have addressed animals having chakra. He would have addressed the analogy between electricity and chakra being raw energy and a function taking place when specific circuits or pathways are aligned for that energy to, just happen and stuff. So I'm pretty sure he didn't, which is fine. Who am I, right? I'm abstract, only 1,400 followers. Little guy over here, right? So that's fine. But today we're going to be, like I said, going over Anbu EU's thread of stamina is chakra. And the reason we're doing this, or I should say, the reason we're doing this today is because there's something called divine timing. Divine timing. A synchronicity, if you will, right? Things aligning when they're supposed to align. Things happening when they're supposed to happen. I've had this thread ready since before, how long? I've had this thread ready to go over at least for 3 months. And a lot of things have happened in between that time. But a part of me was telling me, now is not the time. It's not ready yet. We're going to cover it one day. Not now, though. And thankfully we didn't. Well, not even thankfully, right? Because it wouldn't have changed anything necessarily. It's better that this comes after his video, my video, and in the breakdown than before. Because if it comes before, then there's no shock value. There's no like, oh, okay. You missed the shock value of getting this thread. It's good water. All right. With that being said, let me guys tell you a little bit about Anbu EU. Anbu EU, the guy whose thread we're going to go over, we've talked like maybe twice. I can't say we have the most friendly or best relationship because his views on the series differ from my views on the series. And if it only stopped there, that would be fine. But it's really hard to tolerate people who can't engage in conversations without not criticizing, without insulting. You know what I mean? That's probably like the one thing that will like turn me off from a conversation. And the crazy actually thing is, the psychotic thing is, my twin brother be like, I don't know how you do it. The psychotic thing is I'll even continue to have a conversation with you if you are insulting me. I just have ways of fighting back that don't involve, insulting you. That's so with Anbu EU, our conversation also started on Genjutsu working crosswords and stuff like that. And I don't know if it was him or someone else directly. I think it was him though, because this is why I have this feeling about him or whatever. It was a little contentious. It was like, all right, whoa, bro, we just talking about manga here. We're just talking about the Sharingan. No need to go off the rails. Don't got to call anyone retarded or anything. You know what I mean? So it'd be stuff like that turned me off to certain people. And I say all that to say this: when you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. I'm not using his thing because we're friends. I'm not using his thing because we're pals or anything like that. For the most part, I do not like this individual as far as his internet personality is concerned. Never spoke to him. But as far as the energy he's given over the internet, I'd keep my distance. You know what I mean? But when I came across his thread, when you're right, you are right. And I have no problem admitting, or I have no problem giving credit to, even when I like disagree with someone heavily, telling them when they are right or when they are wrong. So let me catch you on chat real quick. Then we're going to get into this. Oh, man. Let me see. You have that issue a lot with multiple lives. Do I? Does my stream make 2 separate lives all the time? That's so interesting. Shinigami says, Rev, where are you, yo? I was trying to contact you for a while. How y'all doing? What's good? I'm playing. Yo, Kai, you always play a game I don't know. I don't know these games, bro. What is this? I think this is the one you played last time. I don't know this game, though. I'm going to have to look these things up. But anyway, Abstract going to be drawn. Yes. What do you think of my analysis of Itachi? Oh, yeah. Yo, so I liked your analysis of Itachi versus Aizen. I thought it was very nice, very insightful. Honestly, it's hard for me to add too much because you did such a thorough job of breaking down both of their sets and how and their analysis and stuff like that. It was really good. I enjoyed that read. That you reacted to. Also, my girlfriend here with me. Say hi to her and be respectful. LOL. What's good, Shinigami's girlfriend? How are you doing this beautiful Saturday morning? I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are both doing well. Valkyria says, I've been good. Just been watching a lot of anime lately. I hope you're good as well, Abstract. Oh, I'm beautiful. I'm good. We're finally about to move. Like I said, within 2 weeks, we'll be moving to Silver Spring. Our commute's going to be a lot shorter. That's very nice. What else? I'm getting back into studying, guys. I think I mentioned this last stream. I'm going to get back into studying, except this time, and don't tell my twin brother, we'll be doing DBA stuff. So he is a SQL Server database analyst. Or yeah, he's a database analysis analyst or whatever like that. And so here's the thing about that. Our bet was this. If he could land a job in IT, this was before I tried to get my Security Plus and stuff like that. If he could land a job in IT, I would try my best to follow his, quote unquote footsteps and also land a career path in IT. And for the most part, that went really well. He studied, he hunkered down, he locked in for like a year and ended up getting a job at Kaki as a database administrator. That's what his analysis. He's a database administrator, right? And so I was like, I bet you did it. Let me hold up my end of the bargain. Let me hold up my end of the deal. So, like I said, I studied for, you guys were with me for all this, right? I studied for my Security Plus, those late nights, those long hours, kept studying. Got my Security Plus. Cool. Got my Security Plus. Started applying. Up, right in the middle of me applying, my stupid last job fires me right before Christmas. crazy because they didn't have a good reason. Number one. Number two, it came without any warning. And number three, I was on what's it called? I was on like almost like a furlough because they were short of work before that. So crazy. So I couldn't find a job in IT right away. So that kind of forced me to like get back into something that I could do and make money in. So that's where we are right now. And I've taken a 4-month break from IT stuff. I'm talking, guys, I haven't been studying. I haven't been applying, all this other stuff. But now it's finally time to get back into that mode. It's time to get back into that groove of things. So that means we're going to be studying, except this time, well, not even except this time. It's going to be the same old stuff, just probably a different area. Like I said, I'll be looking into SQL Server as a database administrator, and seeing how well that goes, seeing where that takes us. So that's the next thing. Other than that, though, yes, I've been really good. Thank you for asking, love. I appreciate that. Seriously, Rev, was trying to reach you in DMs. I got a lot to share. Are you going to do some Two Blue Vortex reading today? We were going to do some Two Blue Vortex reading today. Yes, I want to see what this Mamushi has. I want to see what Damon's talking about. I got to see what Ada's talking about. So yes, I did want to do that. Been on the road lately, so I've been very hard to reach, but I'm back now. Okay, that's what's up. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. What's good? I'm playing. Oh, yeah, I read that. I got some intelligent stuff to share with you about my main character. I'll check DMs. LO. How many chapters done since we last talked? Oof. 67, Tom? I don't know, Tom. Yeah, Abstract, I just watched the Genjutsu stream. Sage was lost. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah. The funniest things about those streams is, for me at least, like when I watch my streams back, because I always critique myself. I'm such a hard critic of myself. And what I realize is this. I got to calm down. I got to chill out. Because my mind be racing so fast, but at the same time, I want to let whoever's talking get their shit off. I want to let Sage get his shit off, and I don't want to cut him off beforehand because he might say something that is already in alignment with what I'm going to say, or contradicts what I might say. So I want to let him get it off, but at the same time, I know where he's missing things, and so that kind of makes me like go into like a state where I'm like, okay, well, say this, no, stop. Say this, no, stop. So, and a lot of times you guys will hear me a lot like fall short of saying something that I want to say. I've caught myself and I've held my tongue a lot of times on stream just because my damn brain is moving so fucking fast. I'm like, I want to say this, I want to say this, I want to say this, I want to say that. But I think the best thing to do is probably to start taking notes down when stuff like that happens. That way I can just address what I want to address without interrupting the flow of things. And I know you guys don't mind it. I certainly don't mind it because it's in the moment. It's a live reaction, so that's what it's supposed to be. But just to make the arguments that I'm going to be presenting, or the counters or debunks, whatever, more coherent. You know what I mean? But, you know, Sage, boy, oh boy. My man literally sat there and said Ninja didn't have physical energy, spiritual energy, or stamina. That was crazy. He said no one had stamina until Hagoromo got there. All right. I don't even know what to do with that. Honestly, I don't understand anything about Naruto, Boruto, One Piece, all that, LOL. I just know Bleach. Hey, and that's all you really got to know. You don't really need to know the others. The others are just there they're the side cast. They're the side commentary, the halftime show, all right? It's really good water. 1 second, be right back. Okay. All right. We got Grid in the chat. What's good, Grid? Oh my gosh. Grid is the GOAT, bro. This time I came prepared, but I forgot to put them on. Grid is the GOAT. Appreciate you, Grid. If you guys are doing any type of work that requires you to look at computer screens or electronic devices for an extended period of time, get you some blue light glasses. They help block the radiation from the screen. All right. Oh, these are dirty. I need some glass cleaner. It's all right. We'll rock with it today. Okay. Thank you. Sage lost me with his interpretation of how Genjutsu works. The mind doesn't and cannot control or affect the senses. Quite the opposite, really. Hence words like nonsense, sensible, etc. You know, that was, see, and it'd be stuff like it'd be stuff like that. It's like, all right, hold up. So the mind affects the body? Well, no, not really, because like I said on the stream, you can go brain dead and literally be alive and not have access to your mind. That's what we call a vegetable state. That's what we call that. When you're alive, but you do not have access to your mind because something is wrong with your brain or something's going on internally. It's not your mind first, and then your body comes on, and then your brain comes on, and all that gets activated. No. As a living organism and as a living being, the brain is like the satellite to the mind. It's going to send that connection to the mind. But if the brain's not working, sorry, sir, you're not influencing the mind at all. Oh, I got to turn my joint off. Okay. It's funny because Rev came back after I tried to call. Oh, did you? You tried to call him? That's hilarious. Resorting to insults is basically you admitting you lost the debate. It's that, and it really just shows a lack of intelligence, emotional intelligence, control. It really just shows a lack of all those things. I think you can, I don't even want to say it like it's an admission of losing the debate. I wouldn't even want to say that. It's just like bad decorum. It's like having no tact, bro. This is a conversation about manga and power scaling. There are no stakes at all. This is on the internet. There are no stakes. Out of all the things going on in the world, I promise you this conversation is not high on the list of priorities of anyone other than the people that engage in this stuff. It's extremely low stakes. So yes, for it to get to that level is very crazy. It's very crazy. But like I said, that does not take away from the thread being correct. And we're going to get into it. Bodily senses inform the brain. The brain informs consciousness. Facts. Which leads to thoughts and conceptions. A blind paraplegic can't think about any harm done to the leg. Genjutsu targets. Genjutsu targets senses, not the mind. Facts. Right message from the wrong person. I want to see where Amaterasu is now. Amaterasu? He liked to retweet my quote to this thread. Hey, we got Scarlet Majin. Hey, Scarlet Majin, where you been at, bro? You and Chains of Scarlet have been absent, MIA, gone for like 4 streams. I'm taking it personal. Where you been at, man? Do you think Naruto characters scale to their abilities? No, I do not, and we're going to have a whole video on that. No, not a whole video. I'm sorry. We're going to have a whole presentation on that. You guys are really going to like this presentation. I've been putting in a lot of work for it. And since Rev is back here today, and Scarlet Majin wants to join us finally, I'll just say this. The presentation that I'm putting together is going to be about everything that I have personally encountered Naruto scalers perpetuate about the series. Everything that I've had a problem with, at least. And we're going to go over it in extreme detail. We're going to go over ninja scaling to their abilities. We're going to go over Newton's third law and how that impacts and affects the gates, chakra itself, ninjutsu. We're going to go over weaponry enforcement and weapon enhancement. We're going to go over, what was the other thing? We're going to go over bodily defensive ninjutsu as it relates to chakra and ninjutsu. We're going to go over some novel stuff and concerns about that. I brought this up on Sage's thing too. Novels are like very iffy for me, extremely iffy for me. So we're going to go over all that stuff. What else do I have in my notes of things we're supposed to be going over for that? Give me 1 second. Oh, wait, no. Right here. Where we at? Yeah, we're going to go over calc scaling versus actually... calc scaling versus technique scaling. We're going to go over it because I feel like there's a big misconception about those two things. What else do I have in here? Oh, yeah. We're going to go over ninja seeing ghosts. We're going to go over can ninja see spirits. That's a hot topic. That's always a hot topic, but that's a hot topic. I touched on it a little bit in my the Soul Crush video. I touched on a little bit on that, but now we're going to get into it because, like I said, the best way to get me to make some content is to get me really upset about something, get me mad about something, get me focused on you. This is how we got Kakashi versus Toshido, thanks to Karibo. This is how we got Ikaku versus Asuma, again, thanks to Karibo. Videos like that is like, all right, well, hold up. There's something wrong here. This is how we got Genjutsu working cross-verse. That was thanks to the community, the Naruto community in specific. What else are we going to be talking about here? Oh, yeah, we're going to go over, can chakra interact with natural phenomena as it relates to grabbing them and grabbing them? Like, can chakra grab light? Can chakra grab electricity? Can chakra grab the wind? And this is more so for my One Piece guys because their fight is, well, chakra can affect this, so it can harm Logia users. We're going to get into that. But to answer your question, Ryan, and it's nice to see you R41HRFN2. I think I was calling you Ryan before. If you guys don't know, me and him actually met on. He's the guy with the Minato PFP. Yeah, R41H. Me and him met on TikTok, and me and him used to go in on anyone who was debating Sakura scaling. We used to go in, and it was the funniest shit. We used to tag team, but we also used to get jumped. But we always held our own, so it was always fun to see, always fun to talk about. I agree. So I just want to hear the reasoning. Okay. If you want to hear the reasoning, stick around for when we actually go over that live stream. It's going to be really educational. It's going to be extremely in-depth and really fun for me. Security Plus wasn't the worst cert I've studied for, but it was fun. I got lucky after that and was able to find a job in cybersecurity. Did you really? Hey, shout out to you, Illusion. Good for you, bro. Good for you. And I'll say this. Studying for the Security Plus, I don't know what you used. I used Professor Messer and I used Dion Training. Dion Training will teach you like everything you think you'll need to know, but when you get to the test, nothing he talked about will be on the fucking exam. I lie to you not. And the reason is because the way they ask the questions in the exam for the Security Plus, it's not straightforward at all. It is anything but straightforward. The last thing they're going to ask you is a direct question about what you learned as far as studying for the Security Plus exam. I have no idea how I said this after I passed it. I have no idea how I passed the test. That's not to say anyone could just get up there and pass it. No. And that's not to say I didn't recognize none of the information. I picked the answers. I picked the answers that was most closely related to what I understood or what I knew. But that is not to say I knew 100% if those answers I was choosing was correct. It was very few answers that I chose that I was like, okay, it has to be this. A lot of it was like shots in the dark based on the things I was reading and assimilating into myself. I'm like, okay, well, it can't be this, but it really could be this. It really could be one of these three answers. Now that sucks. But no, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, that Security Plus, it was not fun. It was not fun for you. I was trying to agree with you, but it was not fun, bro. I couldn't. Whew, boy, oh boy. Shinigami, you made the Shibai video yet? Tell your girlfriend I said she's lovely. That's dope. Bro, I haven't done a video yet. Bro better not be flirting with my girl. That's crazy. I'm a hard critic of myself, too. I think this is a normal for everyone. Yeah, definitely. Nope, just saying she's lovely is all. I got better things to do than to be Chris Brown. Oh, that's crazy. If you understand. Bro, Raptrack, I swear the evolution point disproves Genjutsu works cross-verse. So, and again, Shinigami, like, the thing with his evolution point, it does, if he doesn't already say that people didn't have chakra before Hagoromo was introduced. The fact that he's asserting that people didn't have chakra prior and that it's an evolution-based thing, his point still stands because he's saying Genjutsu can just bypass all that shit and affect the mind, which he also never gave evidence for, never gave proof for, never gave really anything for. He just kind of said it, and we were supposed to accept it, but, you know. Wow, if Boruto, Naruto, One Piece fans heard you say that, they try to rip you to shreds. That's gutsy, LOL. I don't even know what I said. Oh no, the fact that they're the sideshow, the fact that the fact that they're like the after act, the fact that they close out the fact that they start off the night and don't close out the night. Yeah, no, hey, that's a what are we talking about? Bleach is literally one of the most influencing manga of this generation. How does water keep dripping on me? Okay, whatever. Okay. Ninjutsu, a form of mystic slash arts. It isn't tied to any particular type of being. Viltrum, e.g. Viltrum writes, anybody can learn to use it as long as they have the talent and a tutor. Yeah. I have hypermediatropia. I don't know what that is, Scarlet, but I'm going to just believe that you do in fact have it. So shinobi are basically martial arts who can use magic. They're not superhumans inherently. John says, I have to finish watching the video, but it definitely felt like he was just presenting his alternative hypothesis as equal in value to the way it's depicted in the series, equal interpretations. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, it was that and a whole list of other things. And then you have to wonder, John, because like I said, there's a way when you present information, it gives a certain viewpoint to the person you're presenting to. He didn't start with the earliest bits of information. He inserted that stuff more towards the end, after he had already substantiated his claim with other things. But if you start your presentation off with the most early interpretation of the things we're talking about, that lays the groundwork for everything that comes after it. Now, like I said before, it doesn't really matter in the series when that happens, but for the presentation, it just looks sneaky, slimy, and grimy, in my opinion. That's not to say he is. That's not to say that's his character. But, and as you just said down below, debate tactics, yes. If you want someone to miss over something, or if you want someone to gloss over something, it behooves you to put it further down the line. After you've gotten everything that they have to attack, oh, let me put this in there. Chakra is actually the cells and mental energy. Hope you didn't notice that. Well, no, we knew about it and we saw it and we were wondering why you didn't put it in the beginning. When you talked about the chakra network, we knew about Lee, we heard about Lee, but we were also wondering why you didn't put it at all. So it's sneaky stuff like that that has to make me question, is he being as honest as possible? Is he being consistent? And maybe I give Sage too much credit. Maybe I give him too much credit. I don't know if he does his own research 100%. I don't know if he has people helping him. I don't know what his methodology is for these things. I can only go off of the videos that he's made. It would seem he's extremely thorough in the information that he goes through, gathers, collects, and presents. It would seem he's extremely thorough in that. But one has to wonder, or one has to confirm at this point, that there is an agenda at play. Of course there is. There always is. And that's not a problem necessarily. It's when you let your agenda affect your bias. It's when you let your agenda affect the bias. Because then it's like, all right, well, what are we doing there? What are we doing with that? We can't have your agenda affecting how you're going to view either or series. I don't think there's anything wrong with an agenda, to be honest with you, right? And I say that in the context of putting out content that is true, that goes in conformity with what you already believe. For example, my Soul Crush video is an agenda pushed video, but I make it clear, hey, we're not using this for cross-verse battles. This is just the facts of how the ability has been shown to work and how it would work if other verses had to come across it. That isn't a video that has an agenda because I want to make it known that Soul Crush is still a viable thing to use, but I'm not going around saying, hey, this beats this and you can't, no. I stated in the video why I believe it would work. I stated other series that have similar mechanisms. And then we even had a whole after stream of clarifying and going over the comments. That's how you should do an agenda video, in my opinion. If you're going to do one. Some good water, man. Okay. We got Michael Dorsey in our chat. What's good, Michael? Amaterasu, the TikToker. I haven't heard of that person. No. I think I know who that is. Your Professor Scale, what's the lesson today? We're going over stamina is chakra. I'm just getting Getting back with everybody. Yeah, but I was dealing with my 12th grade final board exam, so I couldn't attend your streams. I passed the exam with 91%. Okay, let's clap it up for Scarlett, bro. That's dope. I'm really proud of you. I'm actually glad you didn't attend the streams because you were putting life as a priority over watching some power scaler streams. So good for you. I'm glad you locked in. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. Good for you, bro. Good for you. That's what's up. Dope. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's no small feat. 91% final board exam. Good for you. That's dope, bro. We got Dr. Strangle in the chat, aka Acolyte's Epilogue. Stamina is chakra, but motor chakra is also chakra in two different things. Talk to him, bro. Talk to him. Talk to him. I thought so. It always seems wacky that people would go ahead and say Kaguya universal due to her creating her pocket dimensions. Chakra might be reaching a no limits fallacy. Yes and no. He said good times. No, that was a fact. Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Me and Ryan, bro. Oh man, the videos under those the comments under those Sakura videos are legendary. If you ever get the chance, go to my TikTok and just go under some of those Sakura comments. Let me just say this, right? 99% of the time I was trolling. And let me just give you, do I have TikTok up here? I think I took TikTok down from here. Yeah, I took TikTok down from here. And it's okay. But I had Sakura versus Kidomaru, Sakura versus Mifune, Sakura versus, like, anybody, literally anybody. And there would be people that would comment under and say why Sakura wins. And then me and Ryan would argue as to why she loses. And it was just always hilarious, bro. Good times indeed. Exactly. He cited canon material for the interpretations that he debunked, but then didn't provide any canon sources for his interpretation, just some dodgy databook scans. Yeah. The way chakra users have to insert their chakra into everybody makes them sound like parasites from a power system perspective. Yes and no. I'm not mad at that interpretation. Kriba says chakra can grab shadows. Just using sealing jutsu that are confirmed to grab souls is just easier than giving a new light jutsu. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into it. I'm not even going to address none of that stuff now, Karibo, because when you read, like, here's the thing. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, Professor Messer. I used all. Oh, yeah. I especially his practice exams, but I had an edge of a boot camp. I also did over 6 months. Nice, man. Yeah. I liked Professor Messer's. Number one, of course, because it's like extremely free on YouTube. I was watching his things in like 2 times speed on repeat, and then just cross-referencing that with Dayon Training, ChatGPT, Grok, and all these other things. So yeah, shout out to Professor Messer. Can chakra do that in its natural state? No. Can it do it with seals? Yes. Can chakra do that when using elemental jutsu? Yes/no. Shinigami says, abstract doing tests with intuition. Hit me up in DMs if you want to talk more about it. LOL. Oh no, I definitely will. What I need is the gateway entry points into IT illusionary. That's what I need, because I've been studying IT now for at least like a year and a half now. I have my course careers IT certificate done by Josh Madakor. You might know who that is too. You probably do, Josh Madakor. I got my IT certificate from him, so that was like my entryway into it, where we went over IP addresses, DNS, DHCP, and all this other stuff. And then like immediately right after that, well, no, not immediately, a couple months after that is when I started studying for my Security Plus. And I kind of just talked about that. So what I was really missing though was like the entryway, the gate point way into the actual field. And it might have been my resume. It might have been the fact that I didn't have experience. I had some friends help me with it. They said, "Hey, lie on your resume. Everyone's doing it." I was like, I don't mind. I don't mind lying on my resume. I will do it. But after months of applying, I was just not getting anywhere. And like I said, around the time I was fired, so I had to find work quickly, and that led me back into telecommunications. So yeah. But I will probably definitely be hitting you up just as far as your opinion on the gateways into IT. Like, hey, what would you do right now if you were me? If you accept nothing that her pocket spaces are universes and not just another product of her dojutsu hacks, Kamui space or Flying Thunder God space, then maybe you could say she has uni or 4D hacks. Karibo says, when people say chakra doesn't work, they're implying any technique involving chakra can't work. Chakra doesn't work? When do people say chakra doesn't work? I need more context for that. What a friend. What a show. If it works, it won't be for a while, but if the stream still continues afterwards, I will be joining. Got you. Pantheon. But yeah, open DM, see what I have, store. Okay, later. In my opinion, novels are perfectly fine to use. Okay, they're official licensed properties, and from what I have seen, they're overall faithful to the source material. However, they're written, like novels. The language that they use is not precise or like a dictionary, like some people claim about the data books. Yeah. And so I had this conversation with Davs about the data books because, and I'll say this now, but we'll get into it when I actually do the presentation. There was a data book statement of Sakura, like where she used chakra as a defense for one time or something like that. And yeah, we might just have to go to the conversation. But I'll say this. My overall problem with the data books is, number one, not all of them, and this will vary person by person. Like John has his opinion. They're not written by the author. They're not written by the author. I do take problems with that. I do take issue with that. I understand that the author is in a partnership with the manga licensing company, I guess Shueisha. But there's a difference between them putting out canon work in the manga and then them being commissioned or having their name affixed to something or a work that they themselves did not do. Because my question is this. If we take the manga into consideration, if we take the novels into consideration, at that point, if the argument is the author works for Shueisha, Shueisha has authorization to license and use Naruto, the franchise Naruto, the name, etc., and then Kishimoto puts his name under it, then at that point, why don't we just use filler? Why don't we just use movies? Why don't we just use video games? What medium is off limits? What medium do we stop at for the purposes of power scaling? That's what I would say. To your credit, John, if the novels are in alignment, like I guess, but then it's like, well, hold up. Who wrote this? Did Kishimoto actually approve of it? How much was he involved? Because there are novels, there are things. Some of those novels be saying things. It's like, hold up, that can't be true. That goes completely against this, or that goes completely against that. And it's just like, no, it's not coherent. It's not cohesive with what was put in there. So, and then it becomes like a picking and choosing game, which I'm fine with to an extent. But it's like, at that point, I'd rather just stick with what we actually have as canon. Because mind you, there are 4 versions of the Momoshiki fight. You have the movie version, you have the manga version, you have the anime version, and you have the novelization version. Movie, manga, anime, novelization. It happens 4 different times. 4 different times. That's not crazy. And in one of the versions it happens, it says Momoshiki through... Oh, no, I have it. Let's do that. Let's do that real quick, then we'll get into the thread. Albums, not albums. Why do I go to albums? All right, let's see where it is. Mind my pictures, guys. Okay. Not there. Not there. Where is it bought up? Oh, wait, you know what? I can probably do it here real quick. I can probably do it here. Okay. Where are we at? Where where's that picture at, bro? Okay, I guess we'll have to do it like this. Anyways, a conversation I was having about the manga, right? It said something about Momoshiki, Absolute Zero, and stuff like that. So so I asked the person, let's go line by line. Jutsu rained on them as if the world was ending. Then I asked, was the world ending or was the author writing with flair and being descriptive? Fairs, but not gonna lie, earlier or a little later, it was referenced that the world was ending. How does this justify it in reference to the cold, though? If it was normal cold ice, everyone would easily tank it and Guard would be struggling to hold it back. Hold up. You're jumping ahead of me. Let's go to the next line. Crimson flames, lightning that split the heaven and the earth. Now, you could argue you've seen crimson flames or that they could get that color, but it's clearly, descriptive language. He says crimson flames even sounds kind of mummy, like even compare it to Amaterasu. That dramatization doesn't build tension or sound threatening compared to like jet black flames, flames that can burn life itself. The point is that it's attempting to evoke a vivid image of the fire being described, that of a bright crimson. Lightning that split the heaven and earth. Did this really happen, or is the author portraying the events with exaggerated detail to enhance the story? So this right here is my main problem with novelization scaling. People will use the flowery language that goes on and the descriptive phrasing of certain passages in text to scale. And that's what we're running into right here. Because the whole conversation was about how cold, or if he did actually use Absolute Zero. And I really want to find the thing. Oh, I think it's right here. Okay, here we go. Cool. He amplified the jutsu he sucked up, using that extra chakra he gained from eating the Cinnabar panacea leftover from Kinshiki. Here, receive it, Momoshiki roared, a token of my gratitude. Jutsu rained on them as if the world was ending. Crimson flames, lightning that split the heaven and the earth. Absolute zero-degree blizzard, a downpour of meteorites. They threw back Katsuyu and them at first. Take cover. Gar's shield of sand barely managed to show Chojuro and the others. So that's the actual thing from this novel. And so when people bring up Toshiro or Rukia versus anyone in Naruto, they're like, well, they tanked Absolute Zero from Momoshiki. And then we have to be like, well, hold up. Did they though? Let's go over that. Can we analyze that? Can we look at that? So let's do it again. Jutsu rained on them as if the world was ending. And so this is why you have to take each line separately and then the whole thing in context. Jutsu rained on them as if the world was ending. We understand the world was not literally ending. We understand because it even says as if, right? Jutsu rained on them. The jutsu was not raining like rain. It was just coming at them. We understand this is all just descriptors and figurative language. Crimson flames. Can flames be the color of crimson? Maybe. Possibly. Lightning that split heaven and earth. Has anyone seen a lightning jutsu that split the heaven and earth? Or is he being descriptive right here? Absolute 0-degree blizzard. Is the weather, or is the jutsu actually absolute 0-degree blizzard? Or is it just really, really cold? Do we want to say this is absolute 0-degree blizzard because we're now talking about Toshiro or Rukia versus whoever? And since this was in there, they want to say it can block it now? A downpour of meteorites. They threw back Katsuyu and them at first. So that's what I'd be talking about when we talk about the manga in the novel. It's like, okay, well, what is it in context? Who got hit by it? What means did they use to block it? How did they survive? And the other question would be, how is all these things going on while Absolute Zero is going on? Mind you, if you have crimson flames with lightning, guess what? The attack you're using in conjunction with that can no longer be Absolute Zero because there's heat involved. There's energy involved that's not below 0 Kelvin, energy involved that has its molecules moving at a higher rate. So how's it absolute zero if it's all coming together in the same thing? That don't even make sense. So the thing is, it wouldn't even be granted, right? Let's grant it. It wouldn't even be absolute zero because he's shooting fire with it, crimson flames, lightning that split heaven and earth. Absolute zero, he's using high energy attacks. That don't even make sense to me. But all right, let's get into this thread real quick. I will catch up on chat one more time. Okay. How does one pixel scale a novel? You can't. As a comic book reader myself, I don't mind who the author is, so long as it's official canon. It's how people treat these stories that I have a problem with. That's fair. I don't know if you can, but there are some things you can use. In Kakashi Shinden, Kakashi is relieved that he is able to move between the blades of a dirigible like he doubted he'd be able to do so. And I like to bring up that in Naruto Retsudan, Naru, Sasuke, and Sakura were taking chip damage from driving a motorcycle. But John, that's something that I wouldn't use for them. That would just go completely, it actually might not. They took chip damage from driving on a motorcycle at 125 miles per hour. That's crazy, but I still wouldn't use it for scaling. For example, take this for example. In my Kakashi versus Toshido video, I had to read Kakashi's Retsudan or Kakashi's light novel, whatever, where he goes to the land of ice or whatever like that, and he fights Kaio, the ice user. Kaio has a feat of somewhat pseudo blitzing the Raikage, but the question is, how far away was she? Where was the Raikage? Was the Raikage in version 2? What type of a blitz was it? None of these things can get answered by the novel. None of these things do get answered by the novel. All we got is that Kaio somehow outpaced the Raikage, but we don't know any details about it. So, how do we actually use it for scaling? But yeah, okay. Chip damage, yeah, that's crazy. Chip damage is crazy. Kakashi infiltrates and tries to stop. Okay, cool. Definitely have advice and can review it with you. Definitely, bro. Definitely. We can do that, Illusionary. I'm gonna probably hit you up after this. We got Jax. What's good, Jax? The Solo Leveling novels, especially Ragnarok, and so many descriptions of lights or an entire area shaking, and people more prone to taking everything literally until proven otherwise. That's crazy. Fair points about the novels abstract. In my experience, they happen to be in line with the series pretty consistently. Same with the movies, not always, but often. And that's the thing. They can be in line, but at the same time, I would give them their own canonization, and I would give them their own storyline. The manga is canon to the manga, in my opinion. I wouldn't have the manga canon to, and I know you're not saying this, I'm just, kind of rehashing. I wouldn't have the manga canon to 4 different, iterations of the same thing. That's crazy to me. Pick one that you're going to use for scaling, and then we can argue that. Pick a single one. If we're talking about the Momoshiki fight, you get one option. You do not get to blend every version of Momoshiki that happened. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But I definitely get what you're saying, too. Okay, let me catch all the way up. We're going to the last ones. Abstract, I commissioned a translation of several parts of the Momoshiki novel for power scaling purposes from a great translator, Saladas and Bolts, if you'll pardon the self-promotion. No, that's what's up. Hey, no, good for you, bro. Good for you. I don't mind at all. She has a YouTube channel where she's uploaded a breakdown on her blog. She has a lot of full transcript and breakdown. It helped resolve so many ambiguities. That's good. That's good. Cool. And yeah, you're absolutely right. People will take things completely out of context and abuse it for scaling, but that's not really the novel's fault. All I'm saying, no. There you go too. So, and a lot of this comes down to agenda scaling. Sadly, right? A lot of this comes down to agenda scaling. You're right. It's not really the novel's fault. I'll say the novels themselves are really only at fault, in my opinion, when they veer off from the manga in a meaningful way. Or an impactful way. When they veer off from things that happen in manga, scaling that's happened in the manga, it's like, all right, wait, hold up. Is that real? Is that true? Did that really happen? Or who wrote this? We've already seen lightning destroy structures before. Karibo, have we seen lightning split the heaven and the earth? That was the point, Karibo. Okay. Makes me wonder how well one could scale Lord of the Rings, as the source material is novels. How strong is Gandalf truly? If we only have dictation and no visuals to go off of, yeah. Naruto Explained breaks down all the novels. Yeah. Okay, let's get into this. Stamina is chakra. Stamina is chakra. Again, this is from Anbu EU. All the things I said about him in the beginning are true, and we're only using his thing because I do believe he is correct. And I don't want anyone to think I'm using this for any other reason. So stamina is chakra. He starts off by saying, we are again witnessing the Naruto community blame everything, the translators, authors, retcons, data books, manga, term evolution, Boruto, etc., to cope with their subpar understanding of the verse that has been unchanged since forever. He says the issue of understanding chakra is almost exclusive to the West, as most fans try to equate it to Western power systems like magic. They don't understand that chakra is not the sum. They don't understand that chakra is some supernatural energy created and used for combat like mana. Chakra is a being's essence. Notice how Anbu EU actually starts with one of the most important and foundational / fundamental things of chakra we would get. We're going to read this again. I read it last screen, but we're going to read it again. Chakras are, to put it simply, the energies that a shinobi requires in order to perform ninjutsu. Basically, these energies are those of the body, drawn from each and every one of the approximately 13 trillion cells that are believed to make up the human body, those of the mental and spiritual energy acquired over the course of much training and experience. Together, those two forms of energy are what make up the chakras. Together, those two forms of energies are what make up the chakras. Cool. This is sorcery. That puppet body is in fact just a doll. Your true nature is the chakra producing part in your chest. So this is all for him to establish that chakra is someone's essence, their being. Don't ask so many questions all at once. I am someone from the past, someone already dead. A monk who wanders through this world as chakra, crossing generations, ascertaining the course of Ninja Creed. Again, his point is that chakra is a being's essence. He says, stamina is a term used to describe a state of chakra at a time. It was introduced for the audience to have a better understanding of multiple aspects of chakra. Instead, it created a lot of half-baked understanding with readers who lack reading comprehension and logical reasoning. So we get this panel right here. These show, in easy terms, the flow of physical and mental energies collectively called stamina. So these show, in easy terms, the flow of physical and mental energies collectively called stamina, which move within the body whenever a ninja uses ninjutsu, taijutsu, or genjutsu. So the mental energy and the physical energy are stamina, right? And they flow whenever someone is doing something chakra related, is basically what this is saying. This diagram represents the healthy state of full stamina prior to use of a technique. The healthy state of full stamina prior to use of a technique. The mixing of mental and physical energies, or in other words, the production of chakra. Oof, that felt so good just now. Boy, that felt good just now. He says, stamina is a term used to refer to spiritual and physical energies. Facts. Let's just do this, because I like to base my understanding of things off of the actual dictionary, not Googling a word and then getting a definition. No, use a source. I like Merriam-Webster. So let's do this. Stamina. The bodily or mental capacities to sustain a prolonged stressful effort or activity. The moral or emotional strength to continue with a difficult process. So a workout program that builds strength and stamina. These horses are bred for speed and stamina. And we understand stamina is the bodily or mental capacity to sustain a prolonged stressful or effort or activity. So we have bodily or mental, which does mean both. Okay, where's Twitter? So cool. We have our reference for stamina from a dictionary also being bodily or mental. Stamina is a term used to refer to spiritual and mental energies. These energies exist within every living being and always have. These energies exist within every living being and always have. Physics, energy drawn from every cell of the body. Spiritual energy, he meant physical. Physical energy drawn from every cell of the body. Spiritual energy coming from experience. They comprise the entire being. And now he has both of these scans working in conjunction. So, stamina is synonymous with life force and a synonym for chakra pool because it is the same energy. Hope that makes sense. Stamina is synonymous with life force and a synonym for chakra pool because it is the same energy, right? I've said this, or I don't need to say this. The series makes it clear. Stamina is a one-to-one when you're doing the molding and the conversion process, the molding and conversion process of chakra to a technique. It comes directly from the energies that are mental and physical, i.e., they come directly from your stamina. So remember, his whole point is that stamina is chakra just in a different form, just in a different use case, just in a different state of being or being used. And that chakra is a person's essence, which I also agree with. So, and it's also the same energy when used for combat. A lot of fans think chakra is created by mixing spiritual and physical energy. That's a wrong understanding. To bring out physical and spiritual energy and mix them together with your body. And this is Kakashi talking to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. And then there's this scan again, of course. Chakra is needed, molded, and manipulated physical and spiritual energy. It's not some new form energy. It's so nice when you're vindicated by someone on that side of the fandom. It's so nice. It really is. I'm not going to lie. Because a lot of the times when you engage with people on Twitter and a majority of them are against you, you can almost feel like you're getting gaslit. You can almost feel like what you're saying is not true, valid, or anything like that. Because it's only really me, Shinigami, and a few others on Twitter who combat this type of rhetoric. But they have someone on their side who fully understands this very well. Anbu. He understands this extremely well. Like I said, I don't agree with him with everything. But as far as this, he's cooking. So, chakra is needed, molded, and manipulated. Physical and spiritual energy. Facts. It's not some new form of energy. Facts. That's why the ratio of conversion between stamina and chakra is always a 1-to-1. 50% stamina equals 50% chakra because your stamina, which is really just your physical and your mental energy, is now going through a molding process, a manipulation process, a kneading process to become what they're calling chakra. Damn, I'm nice, bro. Yes, I'm saying I'm nice because I've been saying this shit for years. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Let's go to this one. Okay, hold up. Let's go to this one. Okay. However, in the case of ninjutsu or genjutsu, one must first amass the amount of chakra required to perform the particular technique. Naruto has contributed 30% of his stamina. Naruto has contributed 30% of his stamina to the creation of chakra. 70% of his stamina remains. Now, you have to be careful with words like creation and make, right? Because they're misleading. Naruto is not making chakra in the sense that he didn't have chakra before this moment. And we have to understand that the molding and the transformation and the manipulation process is different than the resting energy that he has. All things I've said before yesterday too, by the way. This is just for anyone new to this information, new to this stream. I know most of you guys already get this stuff. Next, one must use complex signs to control and manipulate the chakra based on the individual technique. Of course, these energies used in taijutsu, ninjutsu, or genjutsu are expended and thus lost. So if your stamina and chakra both fell to 100 to 0, you would die. Let me explain that. Let's go over that. The reason that is, and the reason there's a separation, is because the resting energy is the chakra molded and the chakra needed energy in a different state and in a different form. That is to say, if there were ever a technique that you used that literally took 100% of your stamina, you would die because it took 100% of your chakra, which is exactly a 1-to-1 to your stamina. I wanted to address this on Sage's thing the other day, but I was going so off, I wasn't in the right headspace to actually break that down. Plus, he was saying, like I said, he had a lot of red hair and just a lot of things that take us off task. So, no, your stamina is not different from your chakra. There is no, if your chakra goes, there is no this, right? There is no, if you have 50 chakra and 0 stamina, you won't die. It's impossible. There is no, if you have 100 chakra and 0 stamina, there is no, if you have 100 stamina and 0 chakra, you won't die. It can't happen. It can't happen. And anytime a ninja is saying they are out of chakra, it is in relation to the technique that they can perform or can't perform. They're not saying they're out of 100% of their chakra. That's impossible. They would be dead. You can only say you're out of chakra because you're fucking alive. That's the only reason you can actually say you're out of chakra. If you were actually out of chakra, you would not be able to say it. You would be a corpse. And then you would go to the Pure Lands and have spiritual chakra, aka mental energy. So even in that state, you really wouldn't be out of chakra. You just wouldn't have your physical energy anymore. So if your stamina and chakra both fell to 0%, you would die. This is telling the ninja that you can't do a technique and exhaust all your chakra and expect to live because it is a 1-to-1 to the energy that fuels that technique in the first place. So it necessitates them to say that if your stamina and chakra both fell to 0, that's saying that imagine you were running a marathon for as long as you could and your body gave out and you died on the spot. Would you still have any chakra left? No, the fuck you would not. That distinction has to be made clear because there are ninja who only use taijutsu. There are ninja who aren't going to kill themselves using chakra, but they can still run out of stamina and kill themselves, right? Now imagine, I can't even think of a technique because I can't really know one in Naruto, but let's just use Kakashi since he used Kamui, right? Kakashi had enough stamina for one more Kamui. He had enough stamina for one more Kamui. Right? He takes his he takes his energies, he molds it, kneads it, compresses it, forms it, whatever you want to call it, and then he executes his technique. So his remaining stamina has now been taken through a conversion process to become what is known as ninjutsu. And he used his final technique. He used up all his stamina for a chakra technique and it killed him. So both his stamina and his chakra did reach 0 and he did die. That is all that is saying. There is no one without the other. You cannot have 5 stamina and 0 chakra. No, you will die. You cannot have 1 stamina, whatever that looks like, and 100 chakra. That doesn't even make sense because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So that doesn't even make sense. Okay, cool. Hope that's understood. Didn't get to get into that as much as I wanted to yesterday. Hope we got that. He says, stamina is a term used to refer to spiritual and physical energies. These energies exist within every living being and always have. Physical energy, I already read that. Okay, I already read this one. Okay, here we go. Chakra is needed, molded, and manipulated. I already read this one. That's why it's a 1-to-1. Cool. Now, spiritual and physical energy can also both be used in jutsu separately. It's very interesting because Sage didn't mention this. If you guys remember, I was like, is Sage going to talk about the spirits that can use chakra without molding it or without molding both physical and spiritual energy? Is he going to talk about that? Because it's really important to the conversation. Spiritual and physical energy can also both be used in jutsu separately. Yin and yang like genjutsu, mind transfer jutsu, body expansion jutsu, Nara shadow techniques use only yin release. Yet despite using only one of these 2 energies, they still use chakra. We can stop right here. This debunks everyone having chakra. This debunks chakra only being one of the energy or both of the energies. We can stop right here, honestly. Let's read that again. Yin and yang jutsu like genjutsu, mind transfer jutsu, body expansion jutsu, Nara shadow techniques use only yin or yang. Yin or yang release uses only one of those two energies. The Izanagi Jutsu is simply the practical application of what you already know as the Sage's six paths creation of all things. The Uchiha and Senju were once one. The originator, the Sage's six paths possessed the blood and powers of both and created many things. Inton, shadow style power founded upon mental energies that govern imagination. He didn't have this scan up here. Can be used to create form out of naught. And Yoton, light style power founded upon physical energies that govern life, can be used to instill that life into that form. The Biju are but one example. The sage used the powers of shadow and light styles to create the 9 Biju from the 10 tails chakra. Jutsu that can make fantasy reality. And this is all his evidence. This comes from a data book. And again, I'll say this. I do not mind using data books that corroborate the manga. He just gave us a manga panel reference for this stuff. Mental and physical energy. That is yin and yang release. By administering imagination and the spiritual energy which forms the basis of yin power, he would create shape and form from nothingness. By administering vitality and the physical energy which forms the basis of yang power, he would breathe life into that form. Literally telling us that yin and yang, mental and spiritual energy, are two different things, yet are still chakra. Yet is still stamina. Yin release, which can create form out of naught, and yang release, which can instill life into that form. They are two separate things, and they don't need to be used in conjunction. I hope that's clear too. Yin and yang release are two separate things and do not need to be used in conjunction with each other. Deftly manipulating these two properties, the Sage's six paths, Otsutsuki Hagoromo, developed the creation of all things jutsu. He likewise created the 9 bodies of the Biju from Ten Tails chakra, making them another gift of yin and yang release. Later, the Uchiha clan would tend to inherit the power of yin release, while the Senju clan would tend to inherit the power of yang release. So, when we get to people being born with strong chakra, right? In a sense, when he said yesterday to talk about stamina, he wasn't wrong in a sense, but since his whole foundation is incorrect, he's coming to an incorrect conclusion. So if what did he say? So later the Uchiha clan would tend to inherit the power of yin release. So that's the mental energy. That would mean their spiritual energy is stronger. Their spiritual energy is stronger. While the Senju clan would tend to inherit the power of yang release, which is their physical, their vitality, their actual cells are actually stronger. Hence why most of the Senju have larger chakra pools and can heal and shit like that. And yeah. No way, how did you do that? Well, it's kind of hard to explain it. It's like I took part of Kakashi Sensei and having gained Hagoromo's power, Naruto was able to perfectly demonstrate the power of yin and yang release. So he basically did what he did. He basically did what Hagoromo did when he created the Biju. He took matter and gave that matter energy and created a fucking eyeball for Kakashi somehow, right? Traces of yin and yang release can be found in certain hidden jutsu. Shadow mimic success. You may therefore wonder whether the Uchiha and Senju can harness the power of yin and yang release. The answer is no. For example, even though the Sharingan can be said to create form out of naught, you will find that Genjutsu primarily falls within the realm of yin release. Boy, oh boy. There are also many shinobi clans that have inherited hidden ninjutsu. But hold up. The Sharingan or the Uchiha in the Sharingan falls within the realm of yin release. That's Genjutsu. But that's still chakra. To elaborate, yin and yang release, which doesn't belong to the 5 elemental nature transformations, is often used in an elementary fashion. For example, the Akamichi clan uses yang release to increase their body mass, and the Nara clan uses yin release to stretch and alter their shadows. In this way, even if they aren't Uchiha or Senju, shinobi harness chakra, and in so doing, harness the basis of jutsu. Ooh, that's a nasty one. he breaks down not Anbu EU, but the manga, or not the manga. What is this? Data book. The data book breaks down that clans like the Akamichi and the Nara clan specifically use one aspect of chakra, being the mental energy or the bodily energy, and still perform jutsu. Cool. We were told and given an example of where shinobi only dies when their stamina and chakra are both fully depleted, not just one. So the term chakra and stamina are used to describe the state of chakra, not refer to different energies. True. With my chakra so depleted, I won't be able to get his whole body. And if I use it again, I'll expend my last bit of stamina. Ooh. I'll expend my last bit of stamina and run completely out of chakra. Ooh. Sounds like a 1-to-1 to me. Of course, the energies used in Taijutsu, Ninjutsu, or Genjutsu are expended and thus are lost. So if your stamina and chakra both fell to 0%, you would die. So I hope my prior explanation of that made perfect sense. You cannot have 5 stamina and 0 chakra. You'd be dead. If you have 0 chakra, you are dead. Like, absolutely, you're dead. So when Kakashi is saying here, with my chakra so depleted, I won't be able to get... And so we also have to understand this too. Ninja are the ones primarily using these techniques and these things, right? So when they're talking, they don't need to necessarily reference every part all the time. It's good that they do, to let us know and to let them know, or to reconfirm upon themselves that there is a distinction. But Kakashi wouldn't be wrong to say, with my chakra so depleted, I won't be able to get his whole body. And if I use it again, I'll expend my last bit of chakra and run completely out of chakra, right? If you replace chakra with everything here, even stamina, the sentence still makes sense. If I use my I'll expend my last bit of chakra and run out of chakra completely. That would make sense. Why? Because it's a 1-to-1 with stamina. Now, stamina is used in place here to probably reiterate that it is coming from that pool of energy. Stamina it is. We can see that in many cases throughout the series that use the two interchangeably. Yoroi is absorbing Sasuke's spiritual and physical energy directly, but Orochimaru refers to it as absorbing his chakra, referring to stamina not needed chakra. The same thing is seen. Exactly, Yoroi's unholy gift is the ability to absorb another's chakra. That's his ability. Interesting. But according to Sage, chakra is only molded energy, not the two separate energies. So how would he be absorbing that stuff? It's a brilliant art whereby simply pressing the palm of his hand against an opponent's body gives him the ability to consume their mental and physical energies, which is stamina. Oh, was that a... Okay, the same thing is seen each time someone's chakra is absorbed. Shinju versus Shinobi in 4th Great Ninja War, White Zetsu, B Nagato. Let's look at these examples. No way. They turned into White Zetsu. No way. They turned into White Zetsu. What's left of those who were under the previous Infinite Tsukuyomi? That's what the White Zetsu are. They become transformed slowly over time. So you're saying everyone's going to end up as those white guys? Those white guys is hilarious. You okay, Octopops? Ningendo. Lariat. You're absorbing my chakra. It is absorbing their stamina, not needed chakra. Otherwise, the techniques would be pretty useful and couldn't die from it. We're told Shinju absorbs chakra from all living beings on the planet, then they die. Obviously, not every living being needed all their stamina into chakra. Fair point. No, not even fair point. Great point. Great point. And in fact, I don't know if he uses it. I don't remember if he uses it, but he could have used the Kasame example, where Samihara steals B's chakra and transfers that same chakra into stamina for B. Now Kisame wasn't the one who said that. The other guy said it, but you know. All right, we're told. Okay, yeah, we already read that. They plant a divine tree in the ground, an enormously large tree. Its roots grow deeply, reaching every corner of the planet just like mold in your bathroom. And it sucks the chakra from all life living on that planet. Chakra being what? Mental energy and the energy of the body. Oh my. Sucks the chakra from all life, so then what happens to us? Everyone will die. Everyone will die naturally. It's like a giant mosquito sucking out all the blood in your body. All life will end without a single exception. And we've already seen these scans here. Kakashi says Naruto's stamina is amazing, then says his chakra pool is a lot larger than his, so stamina is synonymous for chakra pool. Ino mind transfer jutsu is transferring spiritual energies, but no one says her jutsu or genjutsu doesn't use chakra. Correct? About 4 times more. No way, really? So I'm like, super amazing. If Yamato wasn't suppressing the Nine Tails chakra, it would be 100 times more. So Naruto's large chakra pool is a result of his stamina, not simply a separate energy called chakra that he has to mold and make and then pull from. No, it's his resting spiritual, resting physical energy that makes up his stamina, which he pulls his chakra and techniques from. I recognize that sign. Just as I thought, it's their signature Shinten move, transferring heart and soul from one body to another. That idiot. Interesting. You know what's funny about this too? If Ino's transferring her soul, but no one can see. I'm keeping this scan. I'm keeping this scan for when we talk about that the soul conversation. I'm keeping this scan. Yeah, we'll copy that, and we'll put that in our. We'll put that over here real quick. That's hilarious. That's just one example of ninja not being able to see souls. And this is even with the ninjutsu being done, so that's just even funnier. But okay, let's get back to it. Not to detract from the thread. I just didn't even know that existed. Okay. Once the victim has been possessed by that technique, it's almost impossible to drive the invader out. Ino's weak chakra was part of it. So she's using a technique that only uses spiritual energy. But Kakashi refers to it as her weak chakra being part of the reason that Sakura was able to overcome it. We don't need any more than that. When characters say they don't have much chakra anymore, they're not talking about needed chakra, they're talking about stamina, how much chakra they can still mold. So the key takeaway here is stamina and chakra are different terms to describe the state of the same energy. Facts. But you're still amazing. Even if I use 4 Chidori or Akiri in the same day, I'll use up all my chakra. What would happen if I try to put out more than 2? The third one won't start, and listen carefully. If you try to forcibly initiate the jutsu, not only will the jutsu not work, but your chakra will be drained to 0. I.e., your stamina will be drained to 0. Can't have one happening without the other. Bonus. If the manga was written so these retards talking about Naruto online could understand it, it would be written somewhat like this. Right now, you only have enough stamina to mold and chakra to control to manipulate enough energy to emit 2 Chidori per day. Let's read that again, because I like his rephrasing and rendition of that sentence. Right now, you only have enough stamina to mold and chakra control to manipulate enough energy to emit 2 Chidori per day. He's saying, if the manga was written at a base lower level, that's probably how it would come off. But Kishimoto more than likely expected people to put the two together. He more than likely expected people to understand that since he already established here that it's a one-to-one, you cannot pull from your stamina. You cannot pull chakra from your stamina if it doesn't exist, if you don't have it. If there's not enough to use the technique, the technique will not activate. Then you'll use up all the stamina you had trying to initiate the technique. Then you will die. Yeah, you want to try it next time too. Ninjutsu training. How? I ain't a ninja. I can't wield chakra or whatever you call it. How? I ain't a ninja. I can't wield chakra or whatever you call it. That's not true. Chakra exists within every one of us. It's not a special thing exclusive to ninja. Boy, I'm about to turn up because I'm thinking back to that scan where he was talking about the ninjutsu weapon saying people don't have chakra. That's not true. Chakra exists within every one of us. It's not a special thing exclusive to ninja. Sure, we do. We ninja do use chakra to power ninjutsu, but that's not its true nature. That's not its true nature. What is its true nature? Momoshiki seems to think its nature is a connecting force and that everyone inherently has it. Very interesting. The real essence of chakra is that it's a binding force. A binding force connecting you and me and Naruto and Sarada and also Himawari and Hinata. We're all linked in no small measure through chakra. Boy, man, oh man. Man, oh man. Okay. And then he asked Grok to explain how accurate his thread was. Let's look at this, because I didn't actually see this last time. Bonus. Oh, no. Okay. How accurate and well explained is the thread? The thread by Anbu EU is highly accurate to Naruto canon and very well explained overall. It correctly captures the core mechanics of chakra without major errors or overstatements while directly addressing a common fandom misconception, especially in Western communities, that treats chakra like mana in other fantasy systems or draws overly rigid distinctions between stamina and chakra. The thread is structured logically as a step-by-step breakdown backed by specific manga panels, examples, making it very easy to follow even for readers who aren't deep into the lore. The sarcastic bonus post, the Kakashi only took Chidori panel, is a fun on-point closer that highlights how the series itself doesn't overcomplicate things the way some fans do. Key points from the thread and why they're correct. Here's a breakdown, and yeah. So you guys can find Anbu EU and read the rest of this if you want to. But that's the thread. That's the thread. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. Only because, well, for two reasons. Number one, I don't think anyone's perfect, so you'll never really get a 10 out of 10 from me. But also, I felt like there was a couple more panels he could have used. The Jiraiya one is always a good one to fall back on and one to use, especially when talking about chakra being something that everyone has all the time, or that something that's being created all the time, or like its passive existence state. That's always a really good panel to use. Okay, let's check. Going to bounce for now, might be back later. Take it easy, Michael. I agree, though. The Uchiha and Hyuga proved this already. Chakra can be DNA bound, hence the many clans and villages. Facts. Kinkaku and Jinkaku also gained whiskers after eating Kurama's flesh and being influenced by his chakra. Facts. The insect clan are clearly mutated and evolved to be capable of storing insects in their bodies. How about this? There's a species of bug that exists to eat chakra. Did Hagoromo somehow give the bugs the power to eat chakra? Why would the insects be native to the planet if chakra didn't already exist? Answer that. That's a slept on one. Why would the Abarame's clan's insects exist if chakra wasn't a thing that everyone or humans or things or people or animals didn't already have? Because the beetles just don't go for people. No, they go for everything that has chakra. That would include animals. What are we talking about? If I remember correctly, Hagoromo also posits that they survived that because they're distant descendants of his, implying differing compatibility between chakra-based genetic traits. You're partially correct, the grid. So the person who hypothesizes this is the fourth Raikage. He says they might be linked to Hagoromo some way, and that's why they survived eating the Nine-Tails chakra when other people died eating Biju chakra. Begs the question, who the fuck boned a snake and created Orochimaru's freaky ass? That's hilarious. They explain your technique and clan secrets are in your DNA early on, which is why they collect or destroy the bodies so the enemy doesn't get them. We got Clotar. We got Zach in the chat. What's good, Zach? Yo, just woke up. That's what's up. What's good, Brody? It also explains how the karma works and overrides the host body to replace it with Otsutsuki genetic material, despite only the soul of the Otsutsuki remaining. Yeah, Naruto humans can use their stamina for crazy things. Thank you, Karibo. They're in the heat of battle, so they are direct and brief. So what I'm getting is that people in the universe use the term chakra to refer to the mental and spiritual energy in general, and also refer to the molded... Yes! Yes, exactly, John. Exactly. They use it colloquially to refer to jutsu and... See, a lot of it is this. When you're in the culture, you don't need to refer to the archaic version of the thing all the time. You don't need to say the most old, archaic version of the term all the time. There are these ninja are engrossed in ninja culture, right? So it's suffice to say, I'm low on chakra, then I'm low on stamina or physical. It's suffice to say that. That's not to say it won't be ever said, because we've seen it said. Kakashi references stamina, of course, right? But when you're fighting, it's a lot simpler to say I'm out of chakra, or I don't have any chakra left, than to say I don't have any stamina. We understand what you're talking about. You don't got to say you're out of spiritual energy. You don't got to say you're out of mental energy. Just say chakra. It's a catch-all term that we understand. We know it. By the way, Sage also said something crazy, and we're going to go over that. And I say it's crazy because I only read Boruto, or I've only been reading Boruto just recently. He's an avid reader of both series. I believe it's chapter 7. Let's go over here. Hold up, y'all. It's when he meets Sarada and them again. No, not 7. It's either it's 7 through 11, one of those chapters. Because he was saying that the planet had chakra. And my instincts told me, I was like, hold up. I remember reading Boruto. And they didn't say anything about the planet having chakra. What Boruto was doing when he said that is he was being ironic. He was calling the planet's chakra as a way to get back at Code for trying to destroy the planet. What is going on here? All right. This is playing with me. Oh, wait, no. It's not 7. It should be like 11. It's okay. I'm going to get to it until I find it, because he got away with that. And I was like, bro, there's no way he said that. Because I distinctly remember Boruto saying, all right, this don't want to work with me today. Okay. Have it your way. We won't. Have it your way. We'll do it like this. Illusionary says, I gotta head out. Hit me up whenever after. Hey, I got you, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Let's do this real quick. I got a call that said, bro, don't wanna live anymore. It was 14 through 7. I ain't living right. Absolutely. Kawaki is... Came back, what happened? Man, oh man, so much happened, Pac Miller, bro. It, just... Hold up. Where we at? We're doing this just because it's faster to find. Okay. So planet real quick. All right, come on. Okay, do I not say the word planet?
Dylan, when I leave today, can you put the stuff back in my car?
What is it?
The bags you took out.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, I'm leaving around 1:30 by the way.
1:30. Okay.
And this box as well. I'm returning it.
It's by the door.
Yeah, it's by the bags.
Okay, day, lady.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
I'm packing up the clothes.
Okay,
I'm cleaning the room.
gotcha. All right. Where does he mention it? Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna spend too much time looking for it. It's fine, bro. Anyways, just know that Sage was saying something along the lines of chakra is a catch-all term for energy. And don't get me wrong, in the context of mental energy, spiritual energy, and then molded and produced chakra, yes, I can agree with that. But he was making it seem like everything external to the Naruto verse is also chakra. Hence why Boruto called his Rasengan Uzuhiko chakra from the planet. That's completely incorrect. That is completely incorrect. What Boruto was saying was that I'm going to call this the planet's chakra as a way to be ironic and as a way so it can be like a biting force or something to fight back against you code who wants to destroy the planet. He even clarifies this later with Sarada. He clarifies this later with Sarada. It's in chapters 14 through 17. I don't want to spend like all the time looking for it, but yeah, there's that too. The official site explains Uzuhiko. Yo, did you ever end up listening to the Yamamoto song? Okay, yo, so yeah, Zach, I got copywritten for the first song I listened to, so I can't be listening to any other people's music without their express permission. So I won't be listening to his thing. I can listen to it in my free time, but no, I haven't listened to it yet. But you don't understand. The aberrant insects are special like the frogs and toads. They must be. The frogs, the toads, the snakes, the slugs, the monkeys. They all got to be special. I mean, they can all talk, right? But you see, Kakashi's little dogs are Hagoromo's descendants, like shit. Manga, the sensory water sphere resembles a small planet. Naruto scale it. The Ten Tails is literally planetary, like, bruh. John, bruh, come on, bruh. Like, that be the stuff I'm talking about, man. You preaching to the choir. That be the stuff I'm talking about. It's like if a robot said, I'm low on charge, instead of I'm tired and need to rest, to a human from the 11th century. Exactly. Now, there is a conversation ongoing that I've been tagged in that I do want to look at. So we can talk about that too, because it's related to Bleach. Okay. Oh, is that what it was? I think it was this. So someone on Twitter was putting Obito versus Toshido as an adult. And Tayuya says he's a Soul Crush victim. Damon X says it won't work on Obito. Tayuya says, yeah, it will. Top tier Bleach cast can affect in other dimensions. Now, this is the stuff I don't like. Dav says, show Toshido doing this real quick, as in show Toshido soul crushing someone. The things I don't like about that are just because we haven't seen X character do it, but we know they have the capability to do it, doesn't mean they can't do it. Saying show someone doing this is not a good counter if we know they have the ability to be able to do it. It doesn't make sense. We've seen Captain Class people soul crush. We've seen strong spiritual beings soul crush. Toshido has it as an option. Show him doing it doesn't really mean anything. Rex says show anybody in Naruto having soul hacks resistance. And then this is his scan. Allowed because of jutsu. Now, allowed because of jutsu probably isn't the best response for this. I'd probably lean on chakra interactions, but jutsu does also get it across, but it's just like being more specific, I guess, helps. Nobody has done this without some elaborate jutsu. Even when they see souls, it's facilitated by the Edo Tensei jutsu. And Naruto has a hard time stopping his soul from getting pulled back. Even Tatsuki can resist that type of thing without struggling. Dav says, what kind of bullshit logic is that? I can equally say resistance in Bleach is allowed because of the technique. No, you can't. Resistance is allowed because of the technique? I wouldn't say that. No, Tatsuki wasn't performing any technique when she resisted Gonzui. It was simply her spiritual power acting on itself to not be removed from its body. That's literally what it was. What do you even think jutsu means? Like I said before, all you're proving is that it depends on your scaling in Naruto, but not in Bleach. What technique is that relying upon in Bleach? Yami simply took a breath, pulls out souls out of people. All the people always interact with souls just by their hands. When has any Naruto character done so with just their hands and not facilitated by jutsu, which allows soul manipulation?
Can I throw this away? I don't think you use it or want it. It was too dark for the keyboard anyway, so there's no point in keeping it.
But if this one gets dirty, I'll have a backup. Oh.
But you don't like this one because it's too dark. Right.
Well, so I don't use it because it's too dark, but I'd still use it.
We're not gonna keep it.
Can you?
Well, where you had it. Oops.
Throw it away. You did that on purpose.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
I don't believe you.
I really did.
She-
I thought it was sketchy. I was like, ooh.
She done broke the thing she was asking me to keep so she could throw it away. She ain't slick. Go ahead, throw it away. It's fine.
Will. Throw it away. I'm sorry.
No problem. Oh my gosh. Anyways, a technique is an application of a power system / magic system. All right, I don't know if I'm not mad at that definition, though I wouldn't frame it like that because then it gives him a lot of wiggle room. Ryatsu isn't a technique, it's a byproduct of someone having Reidoku. Can anybody who just has chakra interact with souls? The answer is no. Is the same true for anybody with Reidoku? Yes. Okay, yeah, I might revisit this later, actually. But I do want to get to reading some Boruto. And let me go find my computer charger real quick, guys, because we are about to die. Let me get my charger. All right, let's see what this two blue vortex is hitting for. I won't be addressing this chakra stuff or Sage's videos or his stuff anymore unless something comes up. Okay. Two blue vortex. What chapter was I on last? Let's go back. Was I on 25 or 26? Okay, I was on 26. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's get the 2 blue vortex. Yes, we are. I mean, people say that because the little bubbles on the chakra sensory sphere that represent the 10 tails resemble a small planet. By that alone, it's safe to conclude that the 10 tails in that form has enough power to, in a single attack, overcome the gravitational bonding energy of the Earth. Not a tail. Yeah, crazy. That's the argument I hear people making. Yeah, no. What did I miss, Abstract? Rev. We finished Anbu EU's thread, Shinigami. We finished his thread. We talked a little bit about it, like post stuff. We went over some Twitter stuff because Davs and Rexer are going at it. This is always funny to me. So anybody having Reidoku can touch souls and see them. Nobody with chakra can do so. So without some special soul enabling jutsu, Ryatsu isn't the prerequisite of interacting with souls. The Reidoku is. So whatever was the worth of your argument. Then he tags me. He says, Abstract seems to be proven right. I wonder why. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm him. I'm just saying I'm him. I'm not saying I'm that guy. I am just that guy. I really do this in real time. I likely spend more time on this stuff than what is reasonable, to be honest. For the 1000th time, Rukia is a Shinigami. She is a high-density spirit. What I asked you is to show someone touching a thin, ethereal soul without the use of Reidoku. Try again. Now, that's interesting because... Hold up, let me see. There should be... No, we're going to get to 2 blue vortex. We're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. Got to stay on task. Shinigami, you know, I think you're right, but the other thing is I'm really not afraid to look at another person's point of view. I'll say this, right? When I get into these conversations with people, although it may look like I'm arguing, debating, 90% of the time, no, 99% of the time, I'm looking to understand their perspective. And if I can understand their perspective and where they're coming from exactly, that helps me formulate and, well, no, not even formulate. It helps me analyze what they're saying a lot better. Obviously so. What I'm getting at, though, is I don't debate to be proven right, to be proven wrong, or to prove them right, or to be proven wrong. I want to know exactly what they're saying, if it's in line, if it's consistent. And then if I'm sold on something, I can incorporate that information into what I already understand and know. Once it's incorporated, then I have to find the truth between where that lies with what I know, with what they've told me. And then, you know, kind of analyze accordingly. One example of that happening is, when did that happen? It had to do with the chakra thing, actually. Someone actually convinced me, this was on TikTok a long time ago. Someone on TikTok convinced me that chakra did need to be, what did he say? What did he say exactly, bro? It was something. No, it wasn't chakra. It wasn't chakra. It was the ninjutsu thing. This was before I really got into power scaling, really heavy. It was the ninjutsu thing and ninja scaling to their techniques. But yeah, once you understand what the person's saying, take that information, which you already know, incorporate it, and then find the truth in between. All right, let's start at chapter 25 so we can get a understanding of what we were reading, or more so the end of chapter 25. Very interesting. My 2 blue vortex thing doesn't seem to be working. It just keeps opening ads. I really should get an ad blocker, but this one's working. So we'll delete that. and start up 2 blue vortex. What is up? What is up with all these ads? All right. Okay. This thing does not want to let me click. Zach says, Abstract, I'm going to debunk you right now. Izanagi uses creation of all things Q2, meaning all my Uchiha niggas scale to God himself, making anyone with the Sharingan omnipotent. Ugh. Now that's a hard one to debate against. Because obviously if you use the Izanagi, then you control reality itself. After all, you're not only placing a genjutsu on yourself, but you're placing a genjutsu on reality, which means you have all the energy in the world and the cosmos, and you're like Genie from Aladdin and the most powerful being in the world. And obviously you have to scale to all that energy. You can't just like be killed by Shuriken like Danzo, or, you know, shot with a Susanoo arrow and die like Danzo or whatever. Amazing. So let's get a read on chapter 25. What was happening last? Cool. So we got, I don't remember her name. We got her thorn bulb though. I'm gonna check that out. Acolyte. We got her thorn bulb. They give it to her. Moegi, that's what her name is. Hey Moegi, do you know who I am? Master Moegi Konohamaru-chan. Boruto's flying above the air. He thinks he's cool, but he's not. Yeah, Shinki's been restored back to himself too, and God is alive. He's injured, but not critically. He hasn't woken up yet due to the sealing jutsu, but he's expected to be soon. He's expected too soon. That's good to hear. Shikamaru, the elders are calling. I'll be right there. I don't see any bone or muscle atrophy. No organ issues either. The only thing is that your chakra flow is sluggish, likely from that tree having fed off of you. Cool. So, right. We rescued Moegi, we rescued Shinki, we rescued Gaara. Cool. So I'm going to skip a little bit. I'm going to skip all this unless I see something. Okay, cool, right. Sumire and class rep have their stupid thing, which I hated. That was annoying. Ada was being a creep and watching the whole time, which was hilarious. I also like Boruto, right? So they declare that they're both going to be going after Boruto. Right. Good. Oh, yes, that's right. Himawari training with Nine Tails. In their inner worlds, their chakra mindscape places. Listen, don't rely on arm strength, right. Basically, ninja. Basically, we found out here. Let's just read it. I know that I'm a ninja too. No. He says, listen, don't rely on arm strength when throwing a punch. And don't kick using your leg strength. Your chakra. Accomplish it all through chakra control. Better control than your average shinobi. I know that. I'm a ninja, you know. Nope, you don't understand a thing. For you are no ordinary shinobi. In fact, you're even a little different from Shinchiriki, those who host Biju inside them. So, Kurama is basically teaching her how to fight utilizing chakra control in all of her attacks. She says she knows this because she's a ninja, but doesn't affirm that she's actually doing it. That's the funny thing. Anyways, that's pretty much all we get from that. Boruto sitting. He makes a deal with Momoshiki. He can have his body if he lets him. If he does away with Code and Jorah and everything else. Yada yada yada. Yeah. If we're able to take down Jorah, I'll give you my body. Yeah. Makes a deal with Jorah. Cool. All right. Chapter 26. Let's lock in. Let's get it. Let's get into it. Oh my gosh. It's good water. It's still doing this. What is going on? All right, Two Blue Vortex chapter 26. Let's get it. This honey is always sold out. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was really lucky this time. It's your favorite, isn't it, Himawari? You made my day. Thanks, Inoji. Did I not already read this? I thought I read this. I already read this. Yeah, he gets picked up by Kashi and Koji. Hold up. Yeah, I might have already read this, guys. He gets picked up by Kashi and Koji. And Boruto tells him, it's okay, Kashi and Koji, that karma remnant, don't take this as a threat, but this place doesn't have a physical exit, so you can't leave on your own. Don't worry, though. Once we finish talking, we'll send you back. Boruto. Hey, what's that you got there? Oh, yeah, no. That's right. We're getting into Mamushi. I'm not reading this again. We already read this stuff. It's fine. Basically, what we get here is that the daimyo is getting involved. Inoji is going to be helping Boruto and Kashi and Koji via the mind transfer jutsu, since Ino's being Ino for some dumb reason. And that's pretty much all we get. They decided what to do with Boruto. Boruto saved my life during the last mission. I don't believe he has any intention. So the soul, of harming Konoha, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good on this. Oh, that's right. One thing we do get from here, if I remember correctly, Sarada and Sumire get found out. They get found out that they don't love Ada. By the way, sorry to break the mood, but speaking of love, I ask again, you two, aren't you captivated by me? Are you? Right. So they get found out by Ada. I mean, it's obvious. How else are you able to talk about liking someone other than me in front of me? It simply is impossible at all. So she activates her Mangekyo Sharingan. Damon blitzes over to her and grabs both their necks. You just tried to do something, didn't you? Sorry, though. With that vaunted Mangekyo Sharingan of yours. Whatever it is, it's useless. If you die before you launch it. Whatever it is, it's useless if you die before you launch it. So Damon blitzes her. I think I might have got past this too. We'll see. Man, oh man. Okay, cool. So Damon has both of them by the neck. They're both looking very scared. He lets them go. You get it now, right? I could snuff you both out on a whim in an instant, without either of you even realizing you were dead. So why didn't you? It's unnatural, no matter how you look at it, how the two of you who are not Otsutsuki managed to elude Omnipotence's influence. Is it because Boruto and Otsutsuki have stolen your hearts? No, that alone can't explain it. There are plenty of others, both in and outside the village, who carry a torch for Kawaki and Boruto. So if that's all it takes to evade my ability, then there ought to be more people like you out there. But there aren't. It's just the two of you. Which leaves just one possibility. I must have excluded you both. That would make sense. That would make sense based on the fact that if she subconsciously wanted people, girls more specifically, to gossip with and not fall in love with her subconsciously, that would make sense. Unconsciously, of course, I must have wished it to be so. And omnipotence made it happen. But why? Sorry to remember what you said that day. How about it? Oh, how about we just be ordinary friends? Okay, cool. It made me so happy because that was something I'd been wanting forever, even before I met you in person. Maybe since we were all people whose hearts had been stolen by Otsutsuki. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it represented the kind of normal interpersonal relationships I'd been wishing for. Okay, that makes sense. I really don't see either of you trying to harm me at this point. And besides, I actually don't think I'd mind anymore if you were the ones to kill me. Interesting. If you were the ones to kill me. Interesting. Why would she say something like that? Sarada grabs Sumire and she starts running. And they give each other one big hug. Interesting. Why'd she do that? Okay. I've never heard of a mutual life or death friendship. So then, what's with this bold hug, Sarada? It's proof of my resolve, as well as my friendship. I'm not opposed to the idea of risking my life on a friendship. It's time. Oh, it's the epitome of excitement. Thank you, both of you. Once again, it's nice to meet you, my very dear friends. Okay, that's nice. How very wholesome. Mamushi will undergo division. It's one of his abilities. Division, and there's almost no limit to how many he can become. So they're like shadow doppelgangers. No, they're totally different. The biggest distinction is that each individual is a real him. Therefore, there's no splitting of chakra, nor of power or physical strength. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, hold up. There's no splitting of chakra, power, or physical strength. Okay. He can multiply full strength versions of himself. That's really bad news. The only drawback is that as he creates more of himself, there's a significant drop in intelligence. Plus, his sense of pain dulls and his behavior becomes simpler. These are weaknesses that we'll be able to exploit. So you're saying our best chance is to wait until they've become stupid enough, then cut them all down at once. Precisely. One more thing, and this is crucial. You must destroy both eyes. The ones who've lost their eyes won't be able to divide further. Interesting. Okay. Their eyes, but be careful. As their head count decreases, each remaining one's intelligence will improve. I see. If we accidentally leave a few alive, they'll each be harder to deal with. But if they increase too many, we'll be in over our heads. Let him reach 20 to 30 bodies. They'll become easier to handle, as if you were dealing with animals. Taking them all out in one swoop then would be ideal. Okay, so after 20 to 30, they become like animals. It's kind of bad. Not gonna lie. I was expecting up to like maybe 100 to 200. Then they like would become like animals. Like 20 to 30, I would expect like you're like not too intelligent, but you're not like retarded. But okay, 20 to 30.
Is this a bag of vegetables?
What is that bag? Break time.
I don't think so.
Where did you get these?
This is a bag of clothes on the floor.
Oh, these were. I think these came from when I was at Yancy's. They should be here.
Are you clean?
They should.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in your corner. Just put it in something. Those clothes on the banister, clean or dirty.
Those are dirty. Well, those are work clothes. So those.
Are you gonna wash them? Because you've worn them twice now for 2 weeks without washing them.
Mm-hmm. Don't speak so loudly.
Dirty one.
Do you take these?
Yep.
I'll wash these by myself. I got it. Okay. We will dance the mamushka. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Streamers should get Manga Plus or the Shonen Jump app. Are you going to sponsor me, Karibo? All my streamers broke. Hey, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You gonna sponsor us? You gonna sponsor us, Karibo? How the fuck is this runt holding them down? This shit goofy as fuck. Oh no, Sarada and Sumire are in danger, and I don't care. I hate this Damon guy. Damon is just that fast and strong. The only Damon I respect is from Friday. Like shit. Where the fuck is her hand in that? Where the fuck is her hand in that pocket? Yo, oh, we got Ig in the chat. What's good, Ig? How you been doing, my brother? What's good? Too much obvious dialogue. Got hit with 3 ads in a row. Ooh, I feel for you. I apologize. Sarda is a hugger. It's sweet. IQ hits like a truck. How the fuck did Kashin Koji died? Kashin Koji is not dead. He should be alive. But what is the baseline of intelligence? Good question. What is the baseline of intelligence? That's a good question. So basically, even the average COTE character can take down this guy. COTE character, I don't know what that is. In a battle of wits. Oh, okay. There's Sarda randomly hugging Ada with zero indication that she consented count as sexual misconduct. Ikimoto, why is one of the main characters disregarding bodily autonomy? That's hilarious. I'm more curious as to why Damon let her get up and do that. That was kind of strange to me. Alright. Let's just suppose Mamushi leaves one of himself back at their base. Getting rid of all the ones in the village wouldn't wipe him out entirely, would it? That's a good point, Shikamaru. See, now Shikamaru's using that noggin. You're right. No need to worry about that. The divided individuals can't help flocking together. So even if they made one wait behind, instinct would cause that one to home in and rejoin the rest. Okay. So this ability has a lot of drawbacks. Like the amount of people in Bleach that would just be able to one-shot all the clones in a timely manner or at once is a lot. You have Soifon's Bankai. You have Toshido. You have Byakuya's Senbon Sakura. You have Gran Rey Zero, literally hitting all of them at once. Lanza, literally hitting all of them at once. Bankai Yamamoto, Shikai Yamamoto, Inetsu Jijuku, hitting all of them at once. You have Gin's Shikai, literally cutting all their heads off at once. You have Aizen's Kuruhutsugi, literally hitting and killing them, all of them at once. So this is a lot of drawbacks. So sure, they get the original strength of the person. Sure, he can multiply damn near infinitely, but the intelligence drops. He can't keep one at the base and just go off and do his own thing. No, they all flock together like a herd. And the eyes thing. And the eyes thing. The eyes thing is probably the biggest thing you'd have to worry about or have to figure out. But okay, cool. I see, and that'll be more likely the dumber he is. Just wondering. Why is it necessary to confront and engage him in Konoha? If we know all this, shouldn't we just preemptively strike before he comes invading? The main reason for fighting him in Konoha is to prevent Jora from intervening. Jora's targets are Boruto and Himawari. If either moves, he will. But if Konoha is the battlefield, he won't appear. Why not? For whatever reason, he's taken a liking to our village, been dropping by bookstores and sweet shops regularly. He's been frequently sighted. That's hilarious. For real? I've been having the sensory unit reporting any sightings, but we have no choice but to leave him alone. I've ordered the Konoha police to keep their distance too. Jorah frowns upon running amok in Konoha. Okay, yeah, Jorah frowns upon running amok in Konoha. Mamushi knows this very well. So to avoid incurring Jorah's wrath, he will refrain from needless destruction. Even if he gets dumb. Even if he gets dumb, question mark. It's instinctive no matter what. How much his intelligence drops, his dread of Jorah will never disappear. Okay. So on an instinctual level, Mamushi will not go against Jorah, nor his sense of purpose of targeting Ada. Okay, so two things. No matter how dumb he gets, he will always be afraid of Jorah, but also he will always want Ada. He will always target Ada. Cool. Thus, in order to take on only Mamushi, disposing of him in Konoha village is ideal. I see. And Inuji, we need you to master a new jutsu. Huh? It wouldn't be exaggerating to say it'll be the key in the upcoming battle against Mamushi. It's a superior version of the mind transmission jutsu, and the reason we invited you here. A new jutsu. Mamushi will show up in Konoha in about a week. It might be even earlier than that, so there's no time to waste. We'll need you to perfect it within 2 days at most. Whoa, hold on. Within 2 days, without knowing what kind of jutsu it is? It should be possible. Oh, wait. It should be possible, yeah. Since it's something you were going to come up with anyway, in order to avenge Himawari. Ooh. So in one future, Himawari does die. What did you just say? That sure got your attention. It's a future we must avoid, of course. But the theories and techniques you gained from it happening were of great value. So I shall impart them to you. I don't need 2 days. I'll learn it in one. Just you watch. Sir, you're not cool. You're not cool. Not Siri, sir, you're not cool. You're not Kawaki, and you're not cool. Please stop. You're not aura farming like you thought you were. Please stop. Anyways, Amado sees Jorah creating trees and plants. Well, anything at all? His expression is hard to read, but it does seem like he took damage. And that tree he's growing is almost definitely the same divine tree that he's composed of. Is he reviewing their battle? Oh, he's watching a monitor. Okay, so Kawaki records everything from his eyes, and then Amado can view it later, probably. Interesting. So not only do they heal wounds, but the trees can function as powerful weapons and impregnable shields as well. So Jorah's tree heals wounds and function as powerful weapons as well as impregnable shields. Cool. So what are you saying? That he doesn't have any weakness? Forget weakness. It almost makes you think he might be impossible to kill. He can be taken down. I felt it when I fought him. But not with my current firepower. I need more. Kawaki, don't take this the wrong way, but you really shouldn't. Kawaki thinks he's tough and cool for choking out an old man with no ninjutsu or powers. Want me to crush your throat? Quit making excuses and just do what you're told. If you still want my help with your daughter, who is Delta. I'm saying that your body isn't going to tolerate much more. How are you going to fight Jorah if you self-destruct first? I don't like repeating myself, but I'm only granting your wish after I've eliminated our enemies. You want to see your daughter again? Then hurry up and accept your lot in life. Accept your lot in life? Then hurry up and accept your lot in life. Okay. Your only choice is to take the gamble on whether I kill our enemies or die first. Pretty reasonable. I told you already. God damn, why is this moving? I was in the process of interrogating Boruto as ordered. Unfortunately, that doesn't offer an ounce of credibility. For it's perfectly natural and reasonable for a mole to conduct themselves in such a way. Which is why we need to investigate. And the reason you're here right now. So who's the guy with the scroll on his back? Yeah, who's this? But anyways, Konohamaru is being investigated and probed to find out how Boruto escaped. At the time of that interrogation, I detested Boruto, but now I'm feeling some kind of contradiction towards the idea of him being a traitor. Towards the idea of him as a traitor. Oh, it's Sai. Okay. I don't know what he told you, but I don't think you were just being tactfully played. And furthermore, I'm amazed you would come out and say that under these circumstances. Do you truly comprehend the situation you're currently in? He says to himself, I could be kind and say he's naive, but he's just dim. He simply doesn't have the character of a mole. That's hilarious. Which means someone else helped Boruto escape. Konohamaru, it's me. Answer only in your head. Okay, Shikamaru. Lord Eighth. There's no time, so I'm going to be direct. Just stay calm and hear me out, okay? I'm the one who let Boruto escape. Now, why? So, like, Shikamaru understands that they have techniques that can probe the mind and find answers, and if he's lying, why would he tell him that in the middle of an interrogation? It would be best to let the interrogation finish, then let Konohamaru know. I gave Mitsugi to Koto and lock his shackles, and I'm still working with Boruto of my own free will. But why? You understand now, don't you? Get out of here with that bulb right now. Wait. Okay, flashback. Wait. Therefore, other instructions go. You heard me move. It may only be a matter of time before they catch on to my actions, so I know I'm asking a lot of you, Konohamaru, but would you help me, or rather, consider helping us out? I'm not going to force you to do anything, but if you're willing to trust me, please lend us a hand. Oh, I lost track of time. I need to head to the lab soon. Then I should get going too. Okay. I'm not letting you leave, Sarada. We still have things to talk about. Help Sumire. Later, Sarada. Have fun. Wow. This is a lot. Let me stop. So she runs out. It's Boruto. Hey, Boruto. And he shows her his sword. So Boruto is extremely rude. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. 1 minute, Boruto's sitting here with Inoji and Kashin Koji, talking about their plan while Shikamaru's in Konohamaru's head. The next moment, he uses Flying Raijin to appear at Sumire's location. He doesn't say hi. I'm sorry. He says, hey, Boruto. He doesn't do any formalities. He just takes out his sword and starts talking. No, how you doing? No, I need your help. No, would you help me? He just takes out his sword and starts talking. That's crazy. The Uchiha Flowing Blade Jutsu Hagoromo. It's a jutsu that increases a blade's sharpness and prevents chipping by continuously enveloping it in chakra. But I lost focus for just an instant, and this was the result. A chip. Quick intermission, not even intermission, but back to the thing I always say. Techniques like this are rare in the series. They're not a dime a dozen, and not everyone just does them. He learned this from Sasuke. The Uchiha Flowing Blade Jutsu. The Uchiha Flowing Blade Jutsu Hagoromo. He was not doing this before he trained under Sasuke. With anything. A kunai, a shuriken, a sword, anything. He had to learn this. Man, oh man. I really hate having... okay. Anyways, it's a jutsu that increases blade sharpness and prevents... by continuously... A chip. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, class rep, but could you fix it within the next week? Huh? Me? Take a look. It's a scroll. This technology is... it doesn't exist in our world yet. Though you would eventually develop it through your current research, class rep. I can't say anymore, but will you do it? So essentially, Kashin Koji is just Kashin Koji is like a hack right now. If this is a game, he is a hack. He's giving these characters things they wouldn't have access to until they were like maybe 20 levels up or 30 levels up or whatever. He's literally a hack right now. If I were to use this technology to fix it, I feel like the blade might be reborn as something almost completely different. Is that okay? As long as it ends up stronger. I don't think my master would object. Okay, fine. But there's just one problem. What is that? No more class rep. You need to call me Sumire. The fact that she let that go on for years is actually wild to me. Huh? Tee-hee-hee. I'm going to jazz it up. Look forward to it. Several days later. Now then, I wonder where you're hiding, big sis Ida. Hey, don't any of you forget you hear? Keep your chakra signatures erased, so those pesky peeping toms don't catch on to us. So right now he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mamushis. Nice. All right, let's stop here for a second and look at chat. Where did my... Okay. Mamushi isn't that smart to begin with, but what is the baseline of intelligence? We really don't know. They're sorry to randomly... Okay, I read that. Soifone doesn't have the range. Soifone's missile is the range, my friend. Badagon's Respira. Yes, correct. Because the thing is, if the weakness is intelligence reduction, the logical thing should be for him to be a genius at first. Oh, yeah, a genius at first. That would make sense. That would actually make Mamushi very cool, in my opinion, Shinigami. Yeah, you're right. Soifun isn't fast enough. Kuribo, yes she is. Fun fact, Ikimoto based Mamushi on the Boruto fanbase. That's hilarious. Wow, Ikimoto is so uncreative. Bro stole the menacing mark right from JoJo's. He probably did. Sai, get your weak ass off the page. Sai over there trying to look imposing, trying to look menacing. Stop, bro. We know your body, Sai. You ain't like that. You ain't like that. You ain't like that. Stop. He really thought he was doing something in that interrogation room. This guy. Okay. Where was I? Hinata would beat the brakes off of Sai in a fist fight. Bro, what is this exposition dump? I don't know. It's so unnatural and happens out of nowhere. It does. Wait, does Boruto even know that Sumire and Sarada aren't under Ada's influence? He kind of just popped up on someone randomly and pulled his sword out when everyone thinks he's an enemy. He did. He did. That was strange too. And no, we don't know if he knows Sarada and Sumire aren't affected. Very weird though. Did you know that Ikimoto based? Yes, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Very funny. Mamushi is actually based off a tragic situation with an idol. That's interesting. Naruto explained, did a video on it. That's very interesting. Sai not like us. Sai not like us. Exactly, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100 bands. Nobody cares about Boruto explained. About Naruto explained. I certainly don't watch him. But okay, we got the Mamushis invading the village. Let's keep going. Okay, so Inoji is practicing his new jutsu. Well done, it's almost complete. Which means he didn't learn it within the time span he said he was going to learn it. Because if I remember correctly, it said several days have passed. And he's still training, and it's not complete. Yeah, somehow, I'm impressed. You really did make... Oh, he did? You really did make it yours in a single day. Oh, okay. So he did make it in a single day? Okay, so maybe the shot of Mamushi is happening before all this, or after all this. Okay, I'll accept it. Hey, Boruto, let's get one thing straight. I'm only here for Konoha and Himawari. I haven't forgiven your betrayal or accepted you as a teammate at all. Got it? Inoji, if you don't shut your soft self up, get one thing straight. You know I haven't accepted you either. So remember this. If you make Himawari quiet even once, I'll shave that ridiculous haircut off until you're bald. Hey, wait. Oh, okay, and this must have been him using Flying Raijin to go to Sumire, I'm guessing? Or maybe not. Hey, wait. What gives him the right to... I mean, how dare he? He's the one who completely messed up the Uzumaki family. That's hilarious. This guy. Ah, you're here. Come in. You're free to go. Return to your duties. Sensory unit. This is Yamanaka Sai. Sensory unit here. Go ahead. I want to know the comm history between Sarutobi Konohamaru and any third parties over the last several minutes. Roger. The last transmission was his scheduled check-in last night. There's no record of any usage these past few minutes. I see. Thank you. Now, Mitsuki, child of infamous Orochimaru. You were the nearest to Boruto when he made his escape. I have some questions for you about the circumstances of that moment. Cool. Boruto gets his sword back. The blade's material is still the same, just treated, and its shape altered for maximum length and cutting ability. Looks more like a katana now, actually. The guard is unchanged, but the rest has been almost totally remade. That's not all. The blade is now set to automatically maintain your Uchiha blade Jutsu Hagoromo on its own once you've gripped the hilt and activated the jutsu. Okay. That's a cool effect. So now he doesn't have to funnel his chakra into it and keep it. Now, when he activates it, it'll just take his chakra. He holds it. Is it absorbing a small amount of my chakra? Yes, but don't worry. It allows the Hagoromo to continue running without you having to spare any of your focus on it. So long as your chakra doesn't run out. So now that's some efficiency. That's some efficiency. That's some stuff Mayuri would do, or Kisuke would do. So shout out to Sumire. That's actually very impressive. And unironically, this scan supports the thing we literally just talked about. So initially, Boruto would probably have to be molding his chakra in he would have to be molding and continuously molding his chakra to perform Hagoromo and insert his chakra into it. But now, since the blade is programmed to siphon off the chakra once the jutsu is started, it's something he doesn't have to consciously do, which is why she says he doesn't have to spare any focus on it. I see, nice, but be careful. If someone whose chakra isn't registered with that blade touches it, they will quickly expend a lot of chakra. Oh, interesting. So this is yet another panel that we can use. Be careful. If someone whose chakra isn't registered with the blade touches it, they will quickly expend a lot of chakra. That would only happen if the blade is taking what we know the chakra to be as far as spiritual energy and physical energy. Not the molded part. Man, Sage is a trip. And I'm sorry, I'm going back to this because he would have to. I'm going back to this because he would have had to see these panels. He would have had to see these panels before he made his Genjutsu video. And he still made that video. That's crazy to me. It's okay. Wait, it's a safety feature in case a foe tries to steal it. Your and Master Sasuke's chakras are already registered, as well as mine, so that I can continue working on it. Huh, a built-in scientific ninja tool failsafe, eh? Perfect. One more thing. A certain special material has been compounded into the katana. So that's the deal. A surprise raid by Divine Trees. Yep, Konoha will soon become a battlefield. I plan to launch an op using the intel I just shared with you, in operation. With that bastard Boruto as an ally. He's the criminal who murdered Lord Seventh. When did you forgive him, Dad? I can't believe it. How can you still call yourself Hokage? There's something I swore to myself when I accepted this position. That I would be unbending in my convictions, no matter the circumstances, just like Naruto Lord Seventh. And that's what I'm still doing. I'm not compromising or giving into pressure at all. I'm sticking to my beliefs and making necessary decisions in order to protect Konoha. Boruto's assistance is absolutely essential to fighting the Divine Trees. If you can't accept it, that's fine. You don't need to be a part of this operation. I'm not going to order you to be. However, in that case, you cannot mention that I told you any of this to anyone. I'll leave you to make your own choice. I'd rather you order me. That's funny. Himawari is signing up, right, for your operation. She's just like Sarada in terms of wanting to help Boruto. She stupidly even became a shinobi for that purpose. Chocho can't let Hima do this on her own, and Inoji and I feel the same way. So I'm willing to put aside my personal feelings about Boruto and risk my life as a shinobi to carry out an order given by the Hokage. Okay. So Shikadai is willing to help, but relentlessly. What word am I trying to say? Unrelentingly. Unwillingly? Say it again? Reluctantly. I don't know why I'm fumbling over my words. Reluctantly, correct. But if you know what's going to happen, why can't you give us more details? Why are you giving us only bits and pieces of intel? To give an example, would you still have squared off against Jorah to rescue Himawari if you had known you were going to die? If you'd known, you might have hesitated, frozen in fear, or due to indecision. And as a result, had you not died in that moment, would that power of Himawari's still have awakened? Good question. What I'm getting at is at the moment I tell someone the future I saw, it changes it to some degree. The more ideal the approaching future, the better it is if fewer people know about it. Since something relayed in good faith could lead to things progressing in the wrong direction. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to tell you the future because your attitude or position might change the future. The consciousness and actions of we singularities who know snippets of the future and sometimes greatly sway subsequent developments. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. The more singularities there are, the more the more the future branches in complex ways, making it even harder to predict, thus nullifying pre-science's advantage completely. Okay, cool. One must be continuously cautious about what and how much to tell who in order to ensure things move towards the ideal future. Inoji says, then if you're deliberately not telling us as much, can I assume that means us just continue to go with the flow will likely lead us to roll in a good direction for the time being? Kashin Koji doesn't answer. I never know if my choice was correct or not until I see the outcome. I relayed what I thought was vital. I can only trust Shikamaru and Boruto to decide how to battle the enemy before us. Ooh. Hold up. Hold up. We get Ada in a divine tree, which means she's gotten bit. And Inoji holding her. Or is that Himawari? No, that's Ada. Is that Himawari? I really can't tell. Yeah, Ada's in the divine tree, and I'm guessing Himawari dies. But I think you'd agree that we ought to at least change any future where Ada and Himawari die, no? Can you hear me? This is Shikamaru, just so you know. This is an unofficial off-the-record transmission. Talking to Sarada, Ada, Damon, Chocho, Himawari, and Shikadai. And Konohamaru, and Mitsuki, and Delta. Okay. Thus, only those of you hearing my voice are members of this current operation. And Kawaki, and Boruto, and Sumire, and Amado. Okay. There were two main selection criteria. First, that you aren't hostile towards Boruto in regard to our upcoming battle. Back to the interrogation. Or back to Mitsuki. Konoha still sees Boruto as a foe to be captured and killed. I anticipate attempts to hindering him during this operation, while staying alert for the enemy. Each of you will support Boruto within the village too. Second, regarding this transmission, it is on a dedicated line made possible by Yamanaka Inoji's new jutsu, the Mind Transmission Formation. Interesting. So wait, they need a new jutsu to talk off the record? Or... Second, regarding this transmission, it is on a dedicated line made possible. Okay. So I take it like the mind transfer jutsu is like radio waves or radio signals to where you can switch lines or you can switch frequencies to talk on secure or not occupied lines. But, that's true. But yeah, talking on dedicated frequencies or transmissions. Okay. So that's his new jutsu. The frog shows a vision of whatever he's doing. Our foe is the divine tree Momomushi, a monster who can divide it into multiple cells. Furthermore, he apparently can erase his chakra signature too, so we won't catch him using the village's chakra detection net. That's where the new jutsu of Inoji's comes into play. Okay, so his jutsu does more than that. Okay. So the feature where we can converse over long distances is identical to a regular mind transmission jutsu. What's different is that each person connected to this line can be turned into a receiver and used to sense the vibration of objects in their vicinity. Interesting. Okay. Vibrations. Every object emits vibrations with a unique wave frequency. So we intend to identify Momomushi's wave frequency and use it to pinpoint where they are and capture them. Interesting. Meaning, don't dwell on it. Inoji and I will suss out the number and locations of the enemies and relay it to you all. That's it. Just know there's a limit to how many people can be linked via mind transmission formation. That's the other factor that drove your selection for this operation. Okay. So cool. He's made a new jutsu that relies on a different line of mind transmission technique, and his version of this jutsu, or his new jutsu, allows him to, almost like a bat or like a sonar wave, feel the vibrations of other people's chakra signatures, I guess. Very interesting. Damn, Inoji, when did you master a jutsu like that? My preamble ended up being a lot long, but now I'll explain Momoshi's abilities, how to deal with them in the mission. Okay, so... Yes. You look like a Japanese lady. Don't forget to eat your other sandwich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll take a quick shower and then we'll talk to you.
Gotcha. I'll handle the rest of the laundry, and like I said, I'll clean the bathroom. I'll handle the rest of the laundry and clean the bathroom. Okay. So, depending on, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, we're going to get a good read on Shikamaru's intelligence here, because he has all the information he needs. He knows where the fight's going to take place. He knows the enemy's abilities and who's approaching. So this really should be a sweep for Konoha, but we'll see. Shinigami has a lot of questions. This is hilarious. Okay, Inoji's getting a reaction. Blip, blip. Huh? Hey, bros. Do you know where I can find a woman named Ada? That's hilarious. Lord 8th, it's him. Mamushi's already in the village. Yeah, I see that. Relax, Inoji. Focus on the jutsu. The enemy is in Area 36 of Sector C. 8 of them within several tens of meters. Boruto, keyhole is the closest symbol. Got it. Keyhole is the closest symbol. Okay, cool. Boruto is dashing. Damn it. That's several days earlier than forecast. I told you, fate has already started shifting. Bastards, just you wait. Totally gross. I feel like puking. Don't worry. I won't let him even touch you. I'm going to head out. Sorry to wait. Given the nature of his ability, we can expect his split cells to spread out over a wide range. Team 10 to Sector D East. Team 7 stand by in Sector B North. Mitsuki, what's your situation? I doubt they'll be releasing me anytime soon. Shall I forcibly break out? Negative. I don't want you to rashly provoke them. Wait for an opening. If you can, take advantage of any chaos. I'll try to think of something too. Roger. Listen, Mamushi's target is Ada, so keep yourselves ready to move to Sector A East. At a moment's notice. Okay. Boruto will travel to each spot using the Flying Raijin. Kawaki, you provide support as needed. Miss Ada's location. We'd love to know too. Who's this freak anyway? Oh, Miss Ada's location. We'd love to know too. Who's this freak anyway? Hey, brethren. Another Mamushi. Feel free to kill him. But don't destroy any buildings. I don't want to get killed. I don't want to get yelled at by Jorah. Huh? It's the same geezer. A doppelganger? If you don't know, we're done. Sorry to have bothered you. Hey, wait, what are you? Cool. Boruto appears and cuts Mamushi's head off. Let's see if he destroys his eyes. Okay, cool. He cuts his head off, and then another. Oh no. He cuts his head and he cuts his neck from his lips and his head off, destroying his eyes at the same time. If you don't want to die, I suggest you get lost. You, Boruto. How does everyone... I'm not buying that everyone in the village knows who Boruto is. I'm not buying that. Because that's to assume that everyone in the village knew who Kawaki was. And I'm not buying that. I don't think everyone in the Leaf Village, even in Shippuden at the time, knew who Iruka was, knew who Mizuki was, Asuma, Kakashi. I don't like... Why do these random people just know Boruto? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more Mamushis. One jumps down, uses his claw attack on Boruto. Boruto blocks it. Why is Boruto here? Who knows? We need to alert the police force. Boruto goes for his eyes, cutting his face again. Kills him. But he gets hit in the back. So Boruto is already getting overwhelmed by this number. So there's only 5 Mamushis, and Boruto is already getting like somewhat overwhelmed because he gets hit in the back. Yes, I'm counting this as getting overwhelmed because he literally sees all of them. There's not one in his blind spot. There's not one he hasn't accounted for. He literally sees them all. They just jump at him. He slices one in half, then gets hit in the back. So he kind of recovers. He's on the move. And one shoots fire. Interesting. I'm going to assume this is fire. They shoot fire. Hey, stupid. You're setting buildings on fire. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm going to guess this is Kawaki, but it could also be Boruto. The karma is active. Karma. Okay, cool. God, I just can't get used to. I just can't. I just can't get used to this weird itchy feeling when I absorb things. Cool. So Boruto used his karma to absorb the fire. And very interesting that even though Mamushi is a senju, even though Mamushi is a divine tree, he's not using senjutsu. That's interesting because the Ten Tails is supposed to be 100% nature energy. It's supposed to be. And you would think that Mamushi being a derivative of it, or a facsimile clone of it, would produce techniques that were like senjutsu inherent. Or nature energy inherent. But his fire can be absorbed by karma, meaning it's chakra. I think we'll stop here, guys, because I do have to clean the room and I do have to eat. So, thank you guys for joining me. This was a fun stream. Hope we learned a lot as far as the Narutoverse and chakra is concerned. We'll stop at chapter 29. How many chapters do we got left? Hold up. Why is this thing not loading, bro? He says, oh, come on, just when we got to my specialty. W Stream, hey, appreciate you, John, Karibo, Shinigami, Zach, and anyone else who's still here. The webpage and others are not responding. Okay. Well, see, yeah, it's a good place to stop because my web page is apparently crashed now anyway. So we'll be stopping it here, guys. Take it easy. I might be live again later today, though. We'll see. We'll see. But I gotta eat and clean the bathroom. Take it easy.